W-O-R-D, the voice of the Carolinas. Brought to you by Borderlands Comics and Games.
You're on the air.
Welcome into the Upstate Pulse. My name is Lonzo. It is a beautiful Saturday outside today. So glad that you could be part of the show. Thank you for taking us along with you while you're on your way to where you're going. On your way to when you get to where you were going, you decide to go somewhere else. Whether you're going hither, thither, and yon. We talked about this before, but I'm going to say it again. It's breaking a rule, but I don't care. If you go hither and decide to go thither before you go yon, you need to think about it. Just think about it. Okay, do I need an Uber to get to yon? Should I walk to yon? That's fine. But if you're going from hither to thither and then to yon, you're having a good Saturday night. And there ain't nothing wrong with having a good Saturday night. I'm hearing some echo somewhere.
I feel a noob.
Wow. Should we? All right.
I think we should.
Yeah, but
I've earned it. All the
we'll get to that in a minute. As I said, this is the Upstate Pulse. On tonight's show, let me tell you what we are talking about. We're going to talk about franchise fatigue. I will explain that in just a little bit. Cameron and I went to see Mission Impossible Final Reckoning. We will give you a review of that, spoiler free, until next week. Going to talk about a dirty little secret, which Chris has plenty of. Oh no, man! I gave away a secret. Talk some video games, including a Fortnite lawsuit already. Nerd Roundtable, and then we may do a song. We haven't done that. Once every 3 to 4 months, we do a song to get you ready for the Upstate Pulse annual Christmas karaoke special, which is coming up at Christmas. I don't know if you knew that. Upstate Pulse annual Christmas karaoke special. It's an amazing thing. We've done it for like a decade now. We're going to do it again this year. Got some ideas already.
It's a little early.
No, it's not. It's almost Christmas in July, dude.
Well,
yeah,
we're never too early to plan.
We're just a
if we ever did
what Christmas in July?
Christmas karaoke special in July.
See that kills the
That would be magical.
Yeah, but doesn't that take away from
I don't know.
People wait all year for the Upstate Pulse annual Christmas karaoke special. They do. And then I'll have to call it biannual. And it'd be the Upstate Pulse biannual Christmas karaoke special. And that's harder to say than the Upstate Pulse annual Christmas karaoke.
You got a problem with biannually?
I don't. To each his own. But anyway, it's something to think about. But we can only do the Upstate Pulse annual Christmas karaoke special or biannual Christmas karaoke special if Chris is able to come back. Before I introduce the stars of the show, let me just tell you that 2 of our guys are on assignment. Matthew is presently in Georgia at MomoCon. And, if you are heading to MomoCon, you're in between, because I know we can be heard in Georgia. I don't know where MomoCon is in Georgia because I'm jealous and I can't be there, but I know it's in Georgia. And so you might be hearing us right now. Please take care of Matthew. He's sometimes fragile. And,
it's probably
you better take
Atlanta.
care of our boy.
Yeah, it's more than likely it's in Atlanta. So Matthew is milling about at the MomoCon gathering. Speaking of gatherings, Odie has went home to the peninsula. Not only is he at the peninsula, he did an intro for the show today on video like he normally does. So if you haven't checked it out, go to the Upstate Pulse Facebook page. Odie did it from Ireland, which was pretty cool. Now,
that is cool. That's the magic of the internet.
Yeah, I don't know if Odie's going to show up on the show because it's presently like midnight or 1 a.m., but he's probably up. So there's a chance that I may be getting a text going, hey, I'm calling in. But I don't know if he will or not. He was at his mom's house earlier, and I don't know where he is now. He's been sending out some pretty good pictures.
He's at a pub.
He says he doesn't do that anymore. It doesn't mean he doesn't visit there and go play darts or something. I don't know. He might be a dart player. I told everyone what he was doing last week. He was cell phone tossing. He was practicing for it, and it's done in Sweden, if I recall. So he might actually be in Sweden and not on the peninsula. I don't think Sweden is a peninsula like Ireland is.
As a matter of fact, it is.
Oh, okay.
It's just a really big one.
Oh, okay. All right. So maybe he's at that peninsula, and maybe it is a gathering of peninsulas. I don't know. So those are the guys who aren't here. Let me tell you who is here. Cameron is here.
You've never heard about the Swedes bragging about their big peninsula?
No.
How many Swedes have you talked to?
Yes.
Specifically.
Not safe for work. We're going to talk about the Swedes Big Peninsula. Cameron is here.
Boy, this is going in a direction already. Hi,
yeah,
I'm here.
Odie's not here, and it's already in that direction.
We
Well,
got
somebody's got to
we
pick
got
up the slack.
spirit
Well,
of Odie.
Wow, surprise at you. All right, Chris. Every once in a while, well, I wish it was every week, but it can't be because he's busy and he can't be
I have
here every
4
week.
children.
I know. You got a lot. I couldn't remember
It
how many at this
turns out
point.
that
So
4 is a lot of children.
it is. That's a lot of kids. What are their age range, by the way?
They are 9 and a half, really. 8, 6, and 2.5.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. Swim team just started. We had our first meet this week.
Oh, cool.
It was a big deal. It was the first meet of the season right before the last day of school. So literally they had to, and it was there were 3 teams in this meet. You guys don't want to hear about this. There were 3 teams in this meet, so it took longer. And so everybody's up late to do the swim meet, and we're all like, these kids have to go to school in the morning.
All right,
I mean, granted, it's a half day, and they're not going to be doing anything, but technically we're supposed to be at school.
I'm trying to be nice here,
Yeah.
but 2 people
I
with their
know.
phones on.
Oh, I know.
I mean,
You'd think after the first one.
yeah, I know. Also, JJ is joining us today for the very first time. And if you don't know who JJ is, he's been running Charlie and he's been running Bill Frady. And you want to run Bill.
He's been running more than that.
Well, yeah, I know.
I mean,
you want to run.
credit.
You want to run Bill Frady right. That's all I'm saying, because he has an arsenal, including his favorite shotgun, which is beige, which he told us about on the Upstate Pulse annual Christmas karaoke special 2 years ago. But it is now, it's the thing that we start the show with every year.
I gotta say, JJ may set the record for running the most things on the most stations.
Wow. Thank you.
It's got to be 4 at least.
At least. Yeah.
That's more than I ever did.
You know, all that. And he still left his phone on. Anyway.
Yeah, you think the man would know.
All right. All right. So JJ is here. So we're going to have fun today. Let me tell you how to be a part of the show. You can text us 800-905-0989. Please start your texts with Flaccid. Use as many C's, Z's, S's as you can in honor of the King Flaccid, who is out conquering some territory somewhere. Yeah, probably. It might be. Also, we are live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and X at either the Upstate Pulse or 98.9 WORD. Chris says on the stream, "What's up, guys?" And what's up, Chris? And hey, new guy. Yeah, they know when they see a new guy.
For a second, I thought they were talking about me.
Yeah, no, they could have been. And Trey says,
have
"Hey
I
guys,
been gone that long?"
Yeah, you have. It's been a while. Actually, you were just in for the anniversary, which was in March, so it was only a couple months ago. Yeah,
only a couple months.
Chris says, "No more kids, you'll go broke."
No more kids.
Yes.
Promise.
Yes. Okay. All right.
That did not sound.
Scouts honor.
Yeah. I mean, you know,
No more kids.
No surprises. I mean,
I will say Ruby's a little disappointed. She really wants a sister.
Yeah.
And she does not have one. That's but she is in mom intern mode. So she's starting to take care of like the other kids as if she were their mother.
Oh boy. I'm sure they'd really
Telling
enjoy
them to
that
do stuff, and you know, it just it's fun.
Trey wants me to book JJ for the Upstate Pulse annual Christmas karaoke special. That is my plan if he is here. So, because
if he's here, why would you say something like that?
If we're here, hey, how do we end every show? We'll be back next week, maybe. That's
Really?
that's how we end every show. It's not
for 10 years. That's how
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
I mean,
There's
if
hope.
they don't cancel us this week.
yeah.
Right.
We'll be back next week.
Enjoy today, because tomorrow never comes.
So my plan is, and Odie doesn't know this yet, so in case he's listening,
Dear.
my plan is to have JJ run the show next year, so Odie can play music for every break.
Everybody.
Odie's going to be the musical accompaniment there every break, and when we do the play this year,
Please tell me he has a set of bagpipes.
I don't know. That's more Scottish, but it doesn't. He's been everywhere.
Yeah.
So I've never asked him if he could play the bagpipes. Have we?
No.
That's a
question for later.
How is that not the first question you asked him?
because he's Irish. He's not Scottish.
Well, so what?
And here's the other thing. We did ask about a kilt because you always got to ask that, but you don't want to ask him about it.
Another Scottish tradition.
Well, no, it's Irish and kilts too. Here's the thing. How would you mic JJ? How would you mic a bagpipe?
Mic a bagpipe. Well, you put it near the base.
Those
sound
Bagpipes
those
are
thingies.
pretty loud.
Yeah.
Those-
I guarantee you we could put him down the hall and
those-
just
Okay. Well,
open
see,
a
that's
mic.
another.
Those
place.
things that look like predators' hair that stick out the top. Those things.
You might be able to, like he said.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway,
He's the engineer.
We'll put him in the newsroom across the hall.
well, we could do that. All right, we're gonna take a break. When we come back, We'll talk about franchise fatigue. And also, we got some noobs to hand out. Okay, I'm not going to forget. You're listening to the Upstate Pulse right here on News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas.
So you got a movie, play, game, restaurant, or TV show you want us to check out? Easy. Hit us up on the WORD text line at 71307.
No, Chris.
This is the
JJ
Upstate
does not
Pulse
know
on
the
News
Pappy
Talk
yet.
98.9
No. And he shall not.
WORD, the voice of the
not?
Carolinas.
We should explain the lore.
We do not need to explain Pappy. And plus, he has headphones on.
And-
So, I mean,
and
you know,
he'll learn.
let the man work.
I mean, he'll learn. I meant to mention this before the
Everything's better in context.
Make sure you leave it up just enough so we know where we are.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to.
Got you.
Oh, you might play. No, come on, dude. That's it. You might be right, Trey. I don't know.
By the way, what would you call the actual bag for the bagpipe? Because I had
Bag.
a word in my
That's
head.
how I would go with bag. That's what
I had a word in my head. That
I think
couldn't
I
say.
think there's a bag pipe. There's pipes, and then there's the bag.
yes.
So I'm
I
gonna go
believe
with-
it's just called.
I'm
the
gonna
bag.
go with bag.
So
I'd
you
say
want to do
bag.
the
I was
store?
not thinking bag.
So if you go to
No.
the store to buy a replacement, what would you call
You're
it?
thinking.
Right.
Were you thinking sack?
I was thinking sack.
Of course,
Because
it's a bag.
the term cul-de-sac, that we use to describe a
Cold
a
herd.
road that just kind of ends,
Only
typically in a neighborhood, has a sort of roundish shape to it,
Uh-huh.
is French for the bottom of the bag.
Really?
Yes.
Good night, everybody. So glad you could be a part of the show.
Well,
We've
Our-
all learned something.
our
We're not going to
resident-
learn anything else. So,
Yeah.
I mean, that was
Chris
it.
is here. How can
That's
you
it.
say
We're
that?
done.
Our resident Wikipedia.
Uh-huh. I swear 90% of what I know is trivia. I'm 10%.
Fun fact.
10% is useful knowledge.
No, Chris. When I say lost in Starfield, I'm still in the top 1% of Starfield players in the world. So I'm not lost. I'm just there. I'm in the Starfield. Even now, I'm in the Starfield.
Wow.
Got some really cool mods that I just downloaded, and I'm looking forward to getting to level 15 again
Nope.
with a new playthrough.
I'm sorry to interrupt your story. I
was talking to.
I
Chris,
know.
but yeah.
Oh, well, sorry. I'm sorry. I thought
so
that
from
was,
one Chris to another.
that's true. How do you get lost in Starfield? I haven't played Starfield. I'm sorry.
All right, it's.
I mean, are you literally just lost in space?
No. I'm
Okay.
not. I'm not lost.
Okay.
It's like lost is just a figure of speech. Of
Did your airplane crash on a deserted island?
there's no airplanes,
Okay.
spaceships, dude. It's Starfield.
Sorry, I was making a Lost reference.
Okay, yeah.
Anybody remember that show?
One of my favorite poem titles that I wrote when I was a kid, and I wrote a lot of poems, was Lost in the Go. So sometimes I get lost within myself. Sometimes I get lost in looking backwards, forward, never looking now, because who wants to worry about now? You think of all the things that came before and all the things that could possibly come ahead, and what you can do to steer the plane as it is going. Hey, listen, if you don't like philosophy, JJ,
I'm sorry.
that's
I
on
thought
you.
he was reciting a poem. I was listening. I
No.
was paying attention.
I was bringing forth my soul,
We got
and
1 minute.
obviously JJ didn't
Just
like
as
it.
good.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, that's what poetry is for, Lonzo. Bearing your soul.
It's my job to say how much time we have left. till
Thank
we're
you.
Back.
You know how we'll know when we hear the liner.
Ouch.
No. Listen. You're doing your job. I have to tell Odie this. We're good. And here's the thing: if I get caught, and the liner plays and the music's
This
playing, and I'm
originally
still
wa-
talking, then I get nuked because I wasn't paying attention.
This originally was the producer's show. It was staffed entirely by producers.
and we are brutal.
Oh yeah. I mean, we would. It was tough. What I was going to tell you is,
Hey, did you turn the headphone thing down?
Yeah.
Please
My
don't,
accident.
please don't do that.
My accident.
Okay, it's like
Stand by.
Telepathy.
They're geeked to be here.
You are such a geek.
What is a geek?
It's the Upstate Pulse on News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas.
welcome back into the Upstate Pulse. Lonzo and Chris and Cameron and JJ here on Saturday night. If you would like to be a part of the show, text line 800-905-0989. We're also live on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch, on X, at either 98.9 WRD or on the Upstate Pulse. We want to thank everybody for being on the stream. You guys are always there every week. We expect a little bit less this week because it is Memorial Day weekend, and was noticing that Woodruff Road is passable, and that's just strange. Was it still passable when you got here, Chris?
It was indeed,
Yeah.
and in fact, I was turning onto it, and I made a mental note of how much space I had before the cars, that were oncoming, that I could turn into. I could have waited.
So
I could have just sat at that green light for a second.
Look at you. So not only is there space on Woodruff Road, that means that everybody went somewhere yesterday.
Yeah.
So
Well, as I said, yesterday was the last day of school in Greenville County.
okay.
So I don't know if people were, maybe graduations. I don't know if people were, waiting for that to hit the road for vacation. I
Yeah.
know some of my neighbors were mentioning, they're packing up for vacation. So
Myrtle Beaching it out.
I don't know, whatever.
That sounds about right.
Sounds like fun. Let's go to Myrtle Beach.
I don't mind it. It's nice. Woodruff Road is actually not bad.
Yeah, it's not a complaint. It was just an observation. So if you were trying to decide if you want to go out, go out.
Now's the time.
This is your time. If you ever wonder what Woodruff Road was really like,
Seize the moment.
although you get plenty of time to look around as you're sitting there for 20 minutes.
This is also considered apocalypse traffic.
Well, thanks. It was
No,
so
there-
much easier
there
to
aren't
drive
any
during
derelict
COVID.
vehicles on the road that you have to dodge.
No,
you
this
know,
is the
and-
best case scenario apocalypse.
Well,
Well,
All
anyway,
the cars stayed home before.
well, that's true. But
when it happened.
we have talked about before. Yeah, you're right. Chris on the stream says Surfside and Garden City is the best. Garden City is usually where we stay. Might be heading that way soon. You never know. I saw a thing. Well, actually, Cameron and I went to see Mission Impossible yesterday. It made me think about movie franchises and how many movie franchises people are still watching. We'll give you a breakdown of that movie later. Is there a movie franchise that you guys are just tired of and it needs to stop now or like 3 years ago?
ooh,
Text line 800-905-0989. Stream Upstate Pulse 98.9 WRD. Let us know what franchise should end. So I found a thing on numbers.com, which they just put together a bunch of lists about movie franchises that have been around for a long time. All right, they lumped the Marvel Cinematic Universe together. How many movies do you think there are?
oh my goodness.
And
The Marvel Universe?
They
At
include
this point,
animated
where does it
movies
start?
also.
Oh,
Yes.
What?
Yes,
Did
because
they
those are
include
movies.
any of the TV stuff?
No,
on
just
Disney
just
Plus?
movies. Just movies.
Over 40.
Because I mean, a lot of that is canon.
Yeah, it's 43. They're
Okay.
I was gonna say,
43. Star Wars has 15.
Really?
Yes.
15 films.
15 films. Yes.
Wow.
Now
There's-
Chris is getting ready to dispute the list.
No, well, I'm counting. I mean, there's obviously the
Clone Wars
9,
movie too.
the triple trilogy, because
Here we
that's
go.
9.
Right.
And then
the worst
Solo.
movie ever made, Rogue
No,
Rogue One.
not debating that now, but
Okay.
it's on the list.
Yes.
That's 11. Solo and Rogue One. That's 11.
There
Clone
was
Wa-
the
Clone Wars movie,
the
yeah.
animated series.
Yeah. So
Oh, okay.
there were a
so-
couple of animated movies
so-
that they
but,
count.
But again, I mean, you're talking about
Franchise.
You're not going to count television, but you're going to count
Movies.
movies that
These
were
are-
made after this. I'm
this is
sorry.
just
Was this
movies.
a feature release?
Yes.
Was this in movie theaters?
Yes, it was.
It was.
Yes.
It was.
It was.
Okay.
You
Well,
gotta
then I missed
follow
that.
up
Because
then.
they started off with
I stand
that, and then
corrected.
they did the Clone Wars television series.
Yeah. Absolutely. All right. James Bond has 27 movies.
That's not surprising.
Yes.
But it's not bad though. It's
All right. So first of all, anybody in this room tired of Marvel? Chris might be. I don't know.
I honestly, I haven't seen a Marvel movie since. Well, I was gonna say since Endgame, but that's not quite
That was
true.
that was
I've seen,
that was wild.
I know. That's
Yeah.
That's my point.
Well, because you have
But
four
I
kids.
think I have
I get it.
exactly. I think I have. I didn't have 4 kids back then, but
It's been your reason
had
for
enough-
quite some time why you can't go
well,
to the movies with us. I'm just
yes,
saying.
and I have had kids for 9
I
and
know.
a half years.
I
now.
know.
But it's
For pretty much the entire run of the show.
I've
yes.
had enough kids that it's prevented me from going to the movie theaters as often as I would like. Let me put it that way. But I don't think Endgame was just the last.
All right. So the
movie
last
that I
Marvel
saw.
movie we saw was Thunderbolts, which was pretty
Well,
good, by
sure.
the way.
Was it?
Yeah.
But it kind of hit a skid for a while there. The Marvel movies coming out were just not that great. They certainly didn't live up to
Well, as we know,
the third cycle.
even though I do, review these movies on the radio, I'm a little more lenient than other people are. And the internet is just brutal about everything. When they decide, hey, we don't like this, and they decide for we, and there are a lot of we's out there who don't think for themselves, they look and go, Rotten Tomatoes says this isn't good, so I'm just not going to go watch it. But I can find some good in just about every movie, except for that Rohirrim movie. That was so bad. It was so bad to the point where we had it's a Lord of the Rings movie, and it was in theaters.
Yeah, I do.
And it was a cartoon. It was so bad.
I know it sounded familiar. It rang a bell.
All right. Here's a reason why. All right. So they kidnapped. Was it the prince?
Yes.
Kidnapped the prince. There are archers all along the wall, and they're out there with the prince. They kill the prince. They let him ride away.
You would think that the immediate response would be to shoot the guy.
Yes. Not an
They
arrow
just
was
killed our
shot.
Prince right in front of us.
Yeah.
We should shoot this man.
It's all within both. I mean, they could have skewered the guy. Like Hero. I don't know if you ever watched Hero with
Yeah, with like
Jet
the
Li.
thousands
Yeah,
of
it's like,
arrows
yeah,
coming at him.
yeah.
at the end.
I mean, there's no way. I mean, there wouldn't be nothing left of that body. If they killed the prince in front of you, it just was so
The term is
ridiculous.
pincushion.
I rarely turn a movie off. I'm just like, yeah, that's enough for me. I just can't. So anyway, moving on. Batman has 28 movies. And yes, as we said, animated movies count. Because they are movies, they are released in the theaters, and people go see them. Spider-Man has 13. Harry Potter has 13.
So I'm sorry to interrupt. So the threshold for a movie is whether it was released in theaters. You're not talking about like straight to TV release movies.
As far as I know, yes.
Okay.
But and by the way, it's whatever you think a franchise is.
Well, okay.
If you may count everything, like as far as Marvel goes, I do count everything. And I'm not, there are some things that,
like WandaVision.
yeah, which I loved.
Okay.
There
But
are
how do
some-
you count that?
It's part
Or
of the
Loki.
it's part of the franchise.
But do you count
This
it
list-
as one movie?
By the way, this list is only about movies. I am talking about franchises, period.
Okay.
Okay,
enough.
so like Star Wars, for us, just having this discussion, it can be everything Star Wars. From the Christmas special back in the day.
They had a Christmas special?
You never saw the Christmas special.
You don't want
You
to
should look that up. It's iconic. Yeah, from the Christmas special back in the day to
Carrie Fisher sings a song.
the little shorts that are on, and the Wookiees, man, they look
quote-
so real.
To quote Admiral Akbar, it's a trap.
Yeah, no, it's not. So anyway, text line.
I will say the Lego Star Wars Christmas special was
It was pretty
actually pretty good.
Yeah,
that
it
was
was-
a lot
yeah,
of fun.
yeah.
It's a good story.
It was.
Okay.
And also we have Darth Jar Jar now, thanks to Lego.
I
And
still need to watch that.
You nailed it. I have to give you credit. You forever said that that Jar Jar Binks was a Sith Lord.
yes, one of my favorite cuts on the Rod Brown show, starring me and Rod Brown. Every morning on the Fan, 6 to 10. You should check it out. It's award-winning, the best sports show in South Carolina, according
Plug.
to the South Carolina Broadcasters Association. We've won the awards 3 out of the last 4 years. One of my favorite cuts is to play "Me's Gonna Kill You," sir. Yes, from the, you should look it up. It's pretty good, from the Legos thing. So Chris says on the stream Jurassic Park, and that's one of the reasons.
Ooh.
That's one of the reasons why I brought this up.
Ooh.
All right, so we saw the trailer for the new Jurassic Park, and I am not interested at all.
yeah,
And I finally reached a point where they don't. For one thing, no Goldblum. I mean,
Period.
Goldblum.
Period.
To me, if he's in it, he's going to at least spice it up a little bit. But no Goldblum in it, and it just doesn't. And I like Chris Pratt in the first one, and then the second one was and then now it's like, yeah, Jurassic Park. We know, okay. How many islands are there that they forgot about that have dinosaurs on it? And that's, I'm tired of. One thing I'm not tired of, and I don't care if you judge me, is Fast and Furious. I love all the Fast and Furious movies.
I want to see them race against aliens on like Mars.
Yeah,
I
listen.
want to see them get crazy. I want Vin Diesel to talk about family in some sort of Martian language.
I know it's unrealistic. They went to space in the last one. John Cena is actually Vin Diesel's brother. It's movies. In the movie, he is. He's not really, but in the movie,
Fun
he
fact.
is. He is. So
I like how that's more ludicrous than the actual.
Ludicrous.
And
right.
Ludacris in those movies is great.
Which also, Ludacris went to space.
He did,
Wow.
and they used duct tape on.
Yeah.
on their-
You use duct tape on everything.
yeah, they used duct tape so they wouldn't die when they were in space. It was.
I feel like that hurt Chris on a certain level.
So if you take it serious and go, well, that can't happen. Yeah, it's a movie. It's you're right. It can't happen.
That's the look in Chris's
you,
face.
you can't shoot a you can't shoot a
I'm-
harpoon out and then the car go around and then still land on it. You can't do that. Of course you can't. It's a movie. Movies are supposed to be
fantastical.
It's
yes,
fantasy for
it's
Stay
sure.
Puft
absolutely.
Marshmallow Man.
This is
so
the same
innocent.
argument that I made about my video games. And people were talking about video games being too realistic and it's too, like the people who are calling them murder simulators and things like that. And I'm like, no, video games are completely unrealistic. That's what I expect from my video games. I don't want them to be realistic. I don't want to have to sit in traffic for half an hour.
Right. I don't want to have to
In
feed
my
my
video
horse.
game,
That's
I
why
want to be able to run cars off the road because I can't do
Right,
that in real
right.
life.
That's why I can't stand Red Dead 2 and everyone loves it. What's
Yeah.
like 4 horses? I don't want to
seriously,
feed my horse. It's a
that's
video
good one.
game.
You know what? Stepping aside from movies, I would say Red Dead Redemption is one of the franchises that needs to stop at 2. In fact, it probably should have stopped at 1. I could not stand. I played that game and it was, don't get me wrong, there are good things about it, but having to literally hunt varmints and skin them and the amount of time that you spent looking for flowers and ridiculous stuff like that. I was like,
What you're saying is you
Chris.
don't like having to hunt down varmints,
No.
Chris.
Chris, come on now. That ain't how you say
You're
varmint.
anti-varmint.
Come on now. That ain't how you say varmint.
Well, you said
You gotta
Georgia
say
earlier.
You gotta say varmint.
You said Georgia earlier.
Varmint.
Georgia.
Critter.
Cool. Varmint.
That's how you say Georgia.
Varmint is not a. I am going to hunt varmints now. It's not a proper word. It's got to have a little twang on
a
it.
twang to it.
Got to have a little twang on varmint.
I am on an expedition to procure some of these varmints.
Yes, and even then, you
See,
put
I
some
don't know.
extra-
I think that sounds pretty good.
Yes.
You can't. Seriously. You can't imagine one of the commanders in Pirates of the Caribbean, one of the English guys, referring to the pirates as varmints.
It sounds like something Odie would say a bunch. We're gonna take a break. When we come back,
Imagine you go with a petticoat now and it works.
when we come back, we got a dirty little secret, or someone has a dirty little secret.
Are
We're
you
gonna
going to
talk
tell us
about
a
it.
dirty little secret?
Not
Maybe.
live on Facebook.
It sounds worse when I say it.
You're
actually.
listening to the Upstate Pulse right here on News Talk 98.9 WRD, the voice of the Carolinas.
Follow us on Twitter, Facebook,
By the way,
Instagram,
Braden, we're gonna be
Snapchat,
talking
Morse
about that,
code,
I
smoke
hope.
signals,
We're
hand
gonna be getting
signals,
to that.
and
That
the
is-
list goes
I am,
on and
it
on.
is in the,
At the Upstate
it is-
Pulse
this
on
is
News
the
Talk
Roundtable.
98.9 WORD, the voice
I
of
do
the
this voice.
Carolinas.
Doing Bob McLean doing this voice.
I was distant in that I was listening still, but I was trying to think. I was trying to think of a franchise that I would add to the list that isn't.
Were
gonna
you
sound
lost?
Dumb.
in thought.
Yes. I wasn't lost exactly. Like I said, I was still paying attention to the conversation that was going on, but I was trying to.
It's because you
trying
used to be a
think of-
producer, and we
I was
can
trying
multitask.
to think of things that I've watched recently, and honestly, the only thing that I've got, well, so far, the only thing that I've come up with, and I hope my kids aren't watching it right now because they're going to be mad at me. The only thing I can think of that I really wish would quit it is Paw Patrol, and that only has to do with the fact that they are recycling
It's a
their
good game,
ideas.
Brady.
They are that literally they will make the same movie 4 times. And I was like, no, we can't. No, I can't.
Yeah,
can't
but
do
it's
this.
you got to remember the demographic and who it's geared towards.
No, I
and-
understand
yeah.
that. But that I've never accepted that as an excuse. I think kids are smart enough to understand good stories. They're dumb enough to appreciate stuff even if it's bad. Trust me, I did that a lot when I was a kid. I watched a lot of terrible stuff. I go back and
Like
watch
what?
it now, and I'm
Great follow-up question.
go back and watch any of the early 80s cartoons.
Oh, I do.
All the ones that you love. All the ones that you
Speed
ones
Racer?
that you
Speed
love.
Racer, man, that's the OG.
I'm
That's
talking
the,
about
that was the
I'm
beginning
talking
of
about-
my obsession with.
I'm talking about
anime.
Voltron. I'm talking about G.I.
Voltron.
Joe. I'm
Come
talking
on.
about
All right, so
He-Man.
Voltron,
It scared me.
Voltron, the
talking about
lions, you can't
Transformers.
go wrong with the lions, but
No,
all the ships going
Don't
together.
don't get me wrong. I loved Voltron as a kid. That's why you remember this.
Yeah, I do.
What was it like? It
6,
had to
7
been
years
like
ago.
yeah, 6,
Yeah, it was a
oh,
while.
it was longer than that.
Yeah,
Because it was right when we were first getting started, and they were just DreamWorks was rebooting Voltron. It was going to come out on Netflix.
by the
It
way, the
did-
live action movie just wrapped up.
Oh, really?
Filming
I did not know that.
with
That's
Fun fact.
with
Ooh,
with
I don't know how I feel about that.
who do you think stars in it?
I hesitate to be really,
There's
really
one
excited.
man-
Because here's the thing.
There's
I mean,
one
think
man
about it.
who's tried to be in every single best franchise of all time.
Sean Bean.
No. No.
I mean, why not?
No.
Why am I not in that movie?
No, not him either.
Oh, Keanu Reeves.
No. He's about to be Highlander. He was Superman. He was The Witcher. Henry Cavill.
Oh,
Yes. And from what I understand, I think Sydney Sweeney is also in the Voltron movie. So
Ah,
I'm
I don't know.
guessing she was which
honestly, I don't know what to think about that because my
and
I'll tell
I'll
you-
make the head.
and
It just
I'll
popped
tell you
in my head. I
exactly
don't
where
know
my
why.
mind goes. Is the last thing that I
Where is
remember.
my mind?
The last anime that I remember being made into a live action thing was Cowboy Bebop, and that was not good.
it was awful.
It was not. I really appreciate.
Do you know how much money the Minecraft movie just made?
No, I don't.
Yes. It
I
was a lot of
I'm
money.
sure it was.
Yes.
Well, Minecraft is like the single most popular game in the world.
Yeah, I
right
know.
now, or
It's made. It's
something.
made.
Like,
I still didn't see it. I was going to go and just disrupt during the chicken thing because that's when everyone else disrupts. But I kind of wanted Odie to go with me and just go Odie during that time, which would be very interesting.
Be the one Irish voice yelling "chicken jockey."
Yes, chicken jockey.
I don't know why I went Connor there.
I don't know either. All right, we'll get to your messages on stream and text in just a moment. One guarantee: if Chris is here, we're going to get loud.
Also, Braden, I definitely agree with you about.
Yeah, it's a good game, dude. It really is.
If
And
you
I haven't played the
DLC,
expansion.
you need to play the expansion.
I know. I'm okay. So good.
This is WWE Intercontinental Champion, der Ringgeneral Gunther. You're listening to the Upstate Pulse with Lonzo. I can't stand him. He deserves a job.
It's the Upstate Pulse on News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas.
that was awesome.
Yeah, welcome back into the Upstate Pulse. Lonzo, Chris, and JJ, and Cameron.
I hadn't heard that one yet.
Always good to hear from my friend Gunther. And yeah. So
He can't stand you.
yeah. Here's the
That's
thing.
how Austrians express love.
It's got a
It
little
reminds me of Klaus.
yes, it does. I'm so cold. Yeah,
Little lemon?
This is a little lemon. Yes, I'm keeping the limo warm for you. I
Best job ever.
yes, favorite color of all time. I Klaus. So Gunther, I don't think he has a match tonight. But Saturday night's main event is coming up tonight at 8:00
Great
on
segue.
on
Great
NBC,
segue. Great
and
segue.
I am looking forward to seeing the wrestling tonight because John Cena will be wrestling against his someone who was a fan of his since he was a little kid.
Huh?
Yeah, and that would be also a friend of the show, R-Truth. So I've had the honor of interviewing a lot of people. The Gunther thing, and everyone heard this, including people on the stream. LexCorp wrote that, and I didn't know LexCorp wrote that till after Gunther had already voiced
Recorded
it. He voiced it.
I
No,
also
I-
can't believe they
That
let him
sounds
chop
like
that
something.
guy.
That
No.
sounds like something LexCorp would do.
Now I did doctor it a little bit, added a little pizzazz to it. We did ask him when he was live in studio if he was allowed to chop, and his handler said no because of lawsuits. Because I was going to get Rod Brown of the Rob Brown Show chopped, and he said he wasn't going to do it, but we would have made it happen, and it would have been glorious. Would I take a chop from Gunther? No,
You
no, I
shouldn't.
wouldn't. No, you know when I would have taken a chop from Gunther? Never. That's when.
The
That's when.
12th of never.
That's when I.
That's
when
the
I,
best time to take
Yeah,
a shot. from
that's when I would have you seen? By the way, I just want to say when Gunther was fatter, the chops were thicker. I'm just saying it was a little bit. There's a little bit of something else
There's a no
behind.
chop zone right
Yeah,
now. No
yeah.
chop
two
zone.
C's, huh?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, exactly. It was a little bit worse. All right, text line 800-905-0989. Texter says, "Hey guys, shout out to Kid Flaccid. Unfortunately, I'm at work, so I can't stream on Facebook. Great to hear. I started to say good to hear, but I guess it is great to hear. OG Chris is there. Well, yeah.
Thank you very much.
I mean, we're still friends and
you
stuff.
can always.
He's just busy.
You always have your 15.
Yeah, he's just busy, and he can't
I
be
am.
here every weekend.
I
but
would love to. I've missed this. This
Yeah.
is so much fun. I was, you know what? I was gonna. I kept trying to mention this off the air, but I mean, I may as well mention it now. I had intended to bring a surprise taste test tonight.
Oh,
Wow.
Mom's baking?
And I
Free
have to
food?
say, no.
Oh,
I
okay.
have to say, I was not able to procure the item. It was something that I just heard about and apparently just debuted like a couple weeks ago. And I went looking for it and I couldn't find it. And so maybe next time.
You couldn't
Maybe
find the
next
right alley.
Yeah.
Took a wrong turn.
Yeah,
off of Woodruff.
Jorge's busy dodging an agency with 3 letters in it. So he could
He didn't show up for the drop.
Yeah, so he could get, he's a regular guy, but he just can't be regular right now. All right, on the text line, if you grew up in the 80s and 90s, you saw a lot of B movies that are cult classics. Absolutely, like Big Trouble in Little China.
Oh, that was great. Oh, stop. Right
Yeah,
there.
I mean,
That was a great movie.
that's one of my go-to movies when I'm sick. I was sick a couple of weeks ago. If I'm not here, I'm really sick. And I just put a movie on like that, and I was having a little trouble breathing because of bronchitis, and I could just sit back and relax, and it's like an old friend.
Kurt Russell just lulls you to sleep.
He's an amazing actor. Guys, Gunter doesn't have friends, only victims. I did ask Gunter, and we have a liner playing on our brother station. I did ask him, have you ever made anyone cry when you chopped them? And he was being all nice and easy, and he looked at me and he's like, maybe on the inside. And he started laughing. It was great. It was so cool. All right, on stream, someone named Lisa said stop clause. I don't know what that means. It must have been a Pappy thing. Let's see. Braden is talking about Cyberpunk 2077. And I will say, I was going to get to this when we get to video games, but hey, we're all over the place right now. We're not really. That's what we do. The sequel is coming. And according to everything, including the guys who are working on it now, it's going to be pseudo Chicago.
Really?
And the thing is, Chicago, from what I read, is under quarantine because a gas was released. And so Chicago is walled off and they have no internet, no nothing.
Oh, no.
So think Cyberpunk.
I'm sorry, the gas affected the internet?
It's Cyberpunk, though.
It's a game. I'm sure there's more to it.
Okay.
And I could dig out the story and read it exactly.
Sounds like something the Kingpin would say to shut something down.
Exactly.
I also read that there's
the internet.
a couple cities
I miss
are also
Patrick.
listed on there. Yeah,
I
because he
see
could
on
do
the
that.
comment
So,
online, they talk about Final Destination.
I think that was the
latest
one of the suggestions.
The latest Final Destination just came out. It looks pretty good, but I stopped watching those because I've been so close to those lately. It just seems like whoa.
Same.
If I'd have stepped to the right, that would have been it for me.
So it inspires life. Final Destination inspires life.
Was just one.
Well, exactly. Yeah, that will make you see the end of all things for sure if Gunther is chopping you. So anyway, that game is coming up, and no, I don't have all the details, and they're vague on the details. I'm sure that has nothing to do with why the internet is not working. It has to do with the fact that no one can come in or out, but somehow your character will get in there. Probably a helicopter crash or something. I don't know. Anyway, the game itself, Cyberpunk 2077 is a really good game. It had a rough launch for most people. For some reason, during the time, it was unplayable on Xbox One, but it worked on mine. I did.
yeah, you never had any issues.
It never crashed on mine. It worked perfect on mine. I'm like, I don't know what you guys are talking about. And I don't know if mine was just more special or what. I just got lucky.
It may have been actually. I mean, it could be differences in a specific manufacturing date or something. Like if they had to swap out one chip for another, and for all intents and purposes, the same thing, but the driver set is different. And Cyberpunk doesn't like that one. I mean, there's any number of things that could have gone wrong based on when your Xbox came out.
As long as Johnny is there for the sequel, that's all I care. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to review Mission Impossible Final Reckoning without spoilers. Listen to the Upstate Pulse right here on News Talk 98.9 WRD, the voice of the Carolinas.
So you got a movie, play, game, restaurant, or TV show you want us to check out? Easy. Hit us up on the WORD text line at 71307. This is the Upstate Pulse on News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas.
Sorry about that.
If you want to adjust your headphones, it's right over there underneath. No, that is the main one. That has everybody's. Now my ears hurt.
Okay. Sorry about that.
The boom. The
So
boom.
Chris,
was
I've been meaning to ask you this because I have this fight with Odie every single week.
Yeah.
Can you remove that?
I was just thinking about that. It didn't
Can you just,
occur
like,
to me.
Just crank it up to 8 or whatever and take
So-
it away? Because everyone has individual control, but that is the problem.
What I was actually thinking is sending a different audio channel that's the same audio, but a different channel just to the ones that are around the end, so that even if they do that, it won't affect these.
Whatever can stop that.
Yeah.
I come
I
in.
didn't realize that was a problem.
I've been meaning to talk to you because
Thank you.
because Odie and I have been having an argument. Sorry, you're going to deal with inside radio, but
That's
hey,
okay.
you get to see some inside radio.
Has been literally
So-
every time.
This is what happens when the engineer is sitting in the studio.
Well,
When he's not on the clock.
so what I do is I've been coming in on Saturday and cranking it all the way up because I know he's going to turn it down, and then he turns it down just enough to where it's fine.
right.
But then he noticed that I did that, and now he's turning it down even further. That controls everyone's mic. So I mean everyone's headphones. So
yeah,
so-
I'll have to look at it.
I managed to keep my hearing all this time, and that's not. I mean that hurts. And you're not the
I'll,
only one who does that.
Okay.
But it's
Sound like I touched the nerve. Sound like I touched
no,
the
no, it
nerve.
was an opportune time because now since Chris is here,
Yeah.
we can
Well, and
brainstorm a
I
way to
think-
fix it.
Also, JJ, it wasn't a nerve; it was an eardrum.
I
a
think
nerve.
if you
There's
if you
actually two
find,
eardrums.
if you find on the
6
monitor down here what that headphone is set at, like set it at a good level, and then just leave it there. And when you need to adjust, just reach
Well,
under
I grabbed
the
the wrong
Yeah, I know.
one.
I know.
By accident.
I know. I'll have to look at that and see exactly how those are fed. I had mine down anyway, so I heard it jump, but it wasn't.
Oh, it was a major jump for me.
I'm sorry.
And that's why my voice did what
Yeah.
it did.
Oh, I
It's like,
heard you.
like,
I knew exactly as soon as it happened.
and then I reached over and turned it down, but I was like, It was more about the pain, and not even about the surprise, but it
No,
did
I
hurt.
understand. I understand.
Oh, that ain't even as bad as Odie did it the first time.
Well,
Our ears were ringing for like hours afterwards. It's like, dude, what are you doing?
2 minutes.
Trey, Cameron actually bought the Mission Impossible bucket and cup, but it's a standard bucket. It's nothing special other than just having Tom Cruise on it.
Well,
I mean,
it has like the Mission Impossible logo, Tom Cruise, and then like the inside
it also
is actually pretty cool
listen,
looking.
yeah, because once you
does
empty
it
the
put the
bucket,
popcorn in your mouth for you?
once you empty all the bucket, it says Scientology. Until you go, what is this Scientology? It's
That's
speaking of.
not. That's
And
not.
then
what
you
I
look
was
it
looking
up.
for. Basically, it shows like the entity like on the inside. So,
Yes.
like it shows a lot of binary code.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't even
Um,
see the inside of your popcorn bucket.
I did pretty quickly, actually.
I didn't finish my popcorn. It was
Also,
really, really
Bra-
big.
Braden, whatever the explosive pistol was that you get from one of the drops, that was my favorite.
It's been a while since I played, but I really enjoyed the game and I played it a ton.
They
I
added so
beat it
many-
but I beat it as a corpo. I beat it as all the
You
different
haven't
ways.
played it in 2.0 though,
I haven't.
and it's a totally different game.
10 seconds.
10,
You got your hand on the right button, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
7.5.
You ever get the feeling something really bad is about to happen?
What have we done?
You fools! You've messed with the natural order!
What's gonna happen to us?
I don't know, but I'm gonna hold you tight and never let go.
I love you, Grim. What about me, y'all?
You'll be fine.
It's the Upstate Pulse on News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas.
Welcome back into the Upstate Pulse, Lonzo, Cameron, JJ, Chris. By the way, if my voice fluctuates, I'm still having some trouble breathing, and laughing makes it worse. And unfortunately, this show
I'm
is
really
just
funny.
so stinking entertaining because Chris is here. He didn't let me finish. I mean, whenever Chris is here, the old people would say it's a hoot.
And a holler.
That's what they'd say.
Wow. We've been through
That was
Hoot and
funny.
Holler. We've been through Varmint. We've been through Hither, Thither, and Yon.
And I done slapped my knee.
There you go.
We've done it all, folks.
Made JJ laugh. That's all that matters. You know,
That's
you
my
wanna-
goal for tonight.
If you want to be a part of the show, 800-905-0989. We are also live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and X. If you want to see what Chris looks like now, because you haven't seen him in a
It's-
while.
Because
Or
I
if you want to
haven't-
see what JJ looks like, check it out on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, or X at the Upstate Pulse or 98.9 WRD.
haven't had a haircut in a while. Tried to go get one last week.
It doesn't look any different than what. Yeah,
it's-
I've seen it longer.
No, you have.
all of
You've
it,
seen me like this
including the
before.
beard.
It's just it's longer than I like to keep it now, you know. But last weekend.
Chris is
actually,
really
a week
busy.
ago-
Okay, things break all the time
Busy
around
for
here,
haircut.
and he has to fix it.
A week ago today, I took my 2-year-old son to get a haircut, and I was going to get one at the same time. And the barber finished with him, and then he was like, "Time to go home." I was like, "Okay, I guess Dad doesn't get a haircut. Fair enough.
Wow.
You know, here we go. Let's get in the car, go home."
So that
He
goes
looks
to
good,
show
though.
you. Listen, that's good. If you are going to schedule a haircut,
It's all about the
Don't-
kids.
don't
I mean-
don't do it at closing time. That's all I'm saying.
Well,
Ouch.
No, I mean I get that you're so
no,
busy
no, no.
that
I'm
you
talking.
don't.
I'm saying my 2-year-old said it's time to go.
Oh,
home.
I thought well,
He's-
it sounded
he's
like you
"No,
said the
go
barber
home,
said it's time to go.
No,
home.
home now,
Okay,
home now.
All right.
Mama, home now.
Okay.
I was like,
all right.
okay,
I thought the barber's like, okay,
No, no,
too
no.
bad.
No.
That's what it
No.
sounded like.
Yeah,
No.
yeah. It's like
no,
that
no.
was such a chore.
No,
I'm-
if the
I'm
barber
out.
had said that, I'd be like, dude, I got $20 in my pocket. It says you're wrong. Like, just hurry up.
Wow, it
Cut
only
my
cost
hair.
you $20 again.
Yeah.
That's good. Okay, I usually spend a little bit more than that, but
Been
I
more than
only
that?
go to the barber once a year, sometimes twice.
That's true.
Sometimes twice, because I don't want to. Actually, it's a long tradition, family tradition, and it's a shout out to the late great Russ Castle, who always wanted me to cut my hair, and so I wouldn't. And I'm willing to carry that on through my retirement. I mean, he's looking down and he's nodding in disapproval. That's fine.
That guy still needs to cut his
That's
hair.
fine. He tried to get me to cut my hair all the
Spite.
time.
What a wonderful thing in life.
Exactly.
Has nothing to do with spite. It has to do with winning.
Being right. Being right.
It just has to do with winning.
Has everything to do with
No, it has to do with you're not my boss. You can't tell me what to do. And if you don't like how I look, too bad. That's one way to look at it. Or it's being defiant in the face of someone who really wants you to do something just because it's funny.
JJ, the more you work with Lonzo, the more you will discover what a contrarian he really is.
I am not a contrarian. Here's the thing.
See what I mean?
So
I mean-
I've had these arguments with people about contrarian, and so contrarian is being opposite on purpose. I don't do this just to be opposite of someone. If I believe in something, I believe it. I'm not going to go along with everybody else just to get along because I don't care. This is my opinion. If my opinion is different than yours,
Is there a violin
speaking
button over here?
speaking of Russ Castle, know what you believe and why you believe it, and I do. And it bothers some people to the point where you're not one of us. You're not doing what we're doing, so you're a contrarian. Just like all those people say I'm passive aggressive. You guys are idiots. I'm aggressive.
Yeah,
Ain't
you're
nothing
actively
passive about
aggressive.
We're idiots.
The other thing,
Hey, just because
How
I
you,
do it
JJ?
quietly doesn't mean it's not aggressive, because it's definitely aggressive.
the other thing to say is just like contrarian is based off of other people's actions and beliefs. You don't care about that. You're doing your own thing.
Yeah, I really
it just
don't.
happens to
I-
run
I-
contrary to what they're doing.
Yeah, it does. And here's the thing. In certain rooms, I may be politically different than some people that I may be working with. And because of that, let's say someone named Liberob, not my nickname. Of course we're going to be opposite on a lot of things because a lot of people are ruled by their politics. I don't want to talk politics, but when you work with someone who is ruled by their politics and your politics are different, then you're going to be a contrarian because you're going to be the opposite of them. And that's just how that works.
So
I mean,
oatmeal or cream of wheat?
cocoa wheats. If I had to choose, now I hate people who change the question. If I had to choose between oatmeal and cream of wheat, I'm going oatmeal.
I
No,
say both.
Now here's the thing. Here's the thing,
there's
though.
too many
Is it
false-
plain oatmeal versus plain cream of wheat?
I mean,
I guess on face it would be plain.
If it's plain, I'm going oatmeal because oatmeal at least has some taste to it, whereas cream of wheat is basically grits with no taste. Cream of wheat we had growing up as a poor child, with putting butter and sugar in it, as much sugar as you possibly could. But as a poor child, we didn't have that much sugar, but still, it was like, but cream of wheat was my favorite. But cocoa wheats, that's just like living like a king. What'd you eat for breakfast, Chris, as a young child?
Again, I say there's too many false dichotomies. There's no reason you have to choose between the two.
Yes.
Have both.
Well, there is a reason why.
Or either.
Well, some people.
By the way,
don't get me wrong. I'm not saying both in the same bowl at the same time. I'm talking about. I'm not saying mix them up. I'm just saying if you want oatmeal that day, have oatmeal.
Well,
if you want cream of wheat the next day, have cream of wheat.
In our case, it's
no reason you have
it's
to choose.
what's available with the food stamps. So I mean,
that's different. If
yeah.
that way the choice is made for you.
Right. That was reality for me. That's the reason why that if you look at the old pictures, I weighed like 50 pounds. So I mean, I know what that's like, and it may be why I overcompensate on occasion during my life. Like now, when the Fat Fabio has made his return. You know you guys love it. You know you absolutely love it.
There's just more to love.
My wife says cinnamon toast, as in cinnamon toast crunch, which is an awesome cereal.
Oh my goodness, cinnamon toast!
You don't like cinnamon toast crunch?
No, it's awesome.
Yes, I mean it's really good. I think Chris is going to be contrarian about the cinnamon toast crunch.
Cinnamon toast. I honestly don't really eat that much cereal anymore. Cinnamon toast crunch is one of the ones that I get. The kids like it. I would rather have actual cinnamon toast, like bread and.
Oh yeah, me. I like cinnamon toast.
By the way,
Frosted Flakes?
And here's the thing.
I like Frosted Flakes too.
Cinnamon toast. It's the best. It's
better than everything.
Put it with anything. Goes with any meal. You can have it for breakfast or even dessert. It's fantastic.
Okay,
that's a good take from the Bruce Dickinson.
So.
Yes. You know what this reminds me of? That reminds me of the Upstate Pulse annual Christmas karaoke special, where 2 years ago we had Walking in a Winter Wonderland, and it was amazing with Chris Evans and Charlie James.
I'm gonna give you a cinnamon toast tip here.
Ooh,
yep.
Fun fact.
Ooh.
Toast, butter like normal. Okay, not cinnamon sugar. Put actual cinnamon on there, and then honey. Cinnamon and honey.
How much honey? Because I mean, if it's too sweet,
as much as you would normally put on toast. I mean, like,
but not everybody puts honey on toast. Not trying to be a contrarian here.
Some,
but not everyone.
Like,
I don't,
enough where it's
I gotta
dripping
say,
off, Lonzo.
I gotta say, I've never put honey on toast.
No,
no, I haven't.
Now's like tomorrow is going to be the first day of the rest of your life. Seriously. Put some honey on your toast.
There's not a whole lot of time left, so
I know.
yeah. I mean,
you got plenty of time. Don't say that.
According to averages, I mean, I'm just looking at the.
When have you ever been average?
That's true. Well, our family is long lived. Can't wait till you have to feed me that tapioca. You're listening to the Upstate Pulse.
I'll have someone
right here.
do that for me.
No, I'm going to live at the Villages because that's where you go, Florida. Hello.
No, Myrtle Beach. We talked about Myrtle Beach.
Yeah, I'm gonna go live at the Villages. I've heard that the golf carts are amazing. Listen to the Upstate Pulse right here on News Talk 98.9 WORD. Nerd Hour coming up. All right, so maybe we should poll the audience.
Poll the audience.
We'll poll the audience.
I gotta go listen.
Well, we got about 5 minutes.
I know.
Go for it.
What I'm saying.
Today. I got it.
I think that's the paper I'm going to need.
Yes. Hopefully.
All right. Let me go.
All right, JJ. Normally I would talk it up to the post, but I'm having trouble breathing. So
okay. Well,
yeah.
But you said
no,
the music.
No.
Yeah,
that was
you
good.
said play the music. Yeah.
And I tell you what, I had no idea where we were until we heard the music. So, and that's the reason why that's there, because I wasn't paying attention to the clock. Because every confidence that you were going to hit it when you needed to,
Yes,
and you
sir.
did. Way
I
to
didn't
go!
want to be cussed out.
Way to go!
Movie.
I don't curse, so it wasn't going to be that.
Your point.
I might have talked sternly,
But that's my point.
like you would have noticed if I
give you a reason
Right.
to do that.
Absolutely.
Why would I want to do that on day one? Why would I want to do that?
Yeah.
But yeah, Frosted Flakes. But oatmeal.
I don't remember if I got that one, Braden.
But in oatmeal versus cream of wheat, I would not know people who could eat both. It was like, we like oatmeal.
All right. First of all, look at me. Do I really look like I say no to a lot of stuff? I mean, I'm like, okay, let's
So
do
you
that.
eat chitlins.
I've had chitlins before. Yes.
I can't do it.
I did. I didn't
can't
care
do it.
for it, but I tried it.
Can't do it. The smell drives me out the room.
One of my buddies got me to eat pickled pig's feet. Because pickled pig's feet. Because he's like, oh, these are good. You gotta try this. I'm like, I don't know, Alan. Okay, let's go. And yeah, food stamps. We went to the store and he got some pickled pig's feet.
Okay, so
listen, I'm not gonna act like I wasn't a poor kid because I was, and I'm not anymore, which I'm pretty glad about that. So you know the difference in things when because of that kind of stuff. So, and I think it gives you perspective, and I appreciate where I live, what I'm doing, and how I'm doing it now.
Right.
We didn't have the best life, but I'm still alive. So there's that. And some people didn't make it out of our neighborhood. So, and that's just life.
Sometimes it's about just making it to a better.
Now we live in the woods away from people.
And now we can talk about our favorite food, movies, and cartoons on the radio. Wow. Where do I sign up?
And JJ just saw Zelina Vega and paused for a second. Like, oh, hello. She's only like 4'5". There's our truth. Man, that dude is like 59 years old. He looks so good for 59.
Oh, that's tonight. Yeah.
Let's cue the booing because Logan Paul's on there.
Logan Paul. I almost hope he beats Jay just so I can say I was right. I don't think it's going to happen, but there's Jay. Oh, check out Jay's shirt.
Right. Mona.
Why is he wearing the Mona Lisa? Yes.
It's taped on?
It does look taped on. Is that part of the shirt?
No, it's part of the shirt.
Yeah.
You can see it's part of the shirt.
See, I always went with the motorcycle.
Was that the one that was like the Batman car that you find in that cave? And is that what that one was? I love that car. There's also
that was a good one. Yeah.
And also that one motorcycle that you could find. That was really cool.
Again, I always went with the motorcycles just because
you could fly through the Badlands or whatever and just jump.
Traffic in Night City sucked. It was always backed up. So
I hear the car handling and stuff is better now, but
it's better, and there's also actual like vehicle combat, and people will come after you.
Not just police and the
no, it'll be like gangs and stuff.
Oh, okay.
They'll be trying to get like payback on you.
Cinnamon Life cereal is the goat. Hey, anything with cinnamon.
Oh yeah.
I'm appreciating the text line.
Oh, okay. What are they saying?
Well, we'll talk about that when we come back on the air.
I know not to ask that question because I know.
Okay, Braden. So, well, I just told you what my favorite one was. Goose, what's up? My toaster strudels. They're good, but you gotta let them cool just a little bit.
A little bit.
Or you get that dangly stuff off the roof of your mouth where you burnt, and it's just
like you have molten strudel.
Yeah, it's just like yeah, it's and then that thing is hanging off the roof of your mouth, and then you try to decide, should I pull that off? What should I just let it dangle there, and then you eat other stuff, and it's still dangling there, and you don't know what to do, and it hurts. And then you're like, if I pull that off, it's like pulling off a blister. Should I do that? So when you get that dangly thing, Stream, do you pull?
You get a little bit of mouth meat on it.
Jesse the Body Ventura wearing a. Check out his shirt. It must be classic shirt night.
I mean, the whole Saturday night main event is like a retro event too.
Where is it at this week?
Georgia, I thought. I think it's in Georgia somewhere.
For 30 seconds.
I don't know. Is that a Malcolm X hat or is that a Twitter hat?
Right.
I don't know.
That's a good question.
I don't know. That jacket probably costs a lot of money though.
It looks expensive.
I want that Jimi Hendrix shirt though. I mean, look at the top.
Yeah.
Around the collar, how the tie dye is up around there.
Oh yeah,
that's sweet looking. I guess it's above his head.
Stand by.
Time to get your nerd on. It's the Nerd Hour.
Get those nerds! Nerd!
Of the Upstate Pulse. On News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas.
Welcome back into the Upstate Pulse. Lonzo, Chris, and Cameron, and JJ here on Saturday night. Want to remind everyone, and supposedly, we'll see, they should be back next week. Matthew is at MomoCon, and if you're in Georgia listening to this, treat our guy right. He's around there somewhere, and he will have a report from MomoCon as long as and also bring him back all the stuff that he bought. He always manages to find what he's looking for, which is cool because not everyone
He's
can
a
do that.
man of conviction.
That sounded like a U2 song.
No, some of us still haven't found what we were looking for, but he does. Speaking of finding what they were looking for, Odie found his way on a plane, and he told me it takes 8 hours to get to the peninsula. So he's over there now. He should be back next week, and we'll get to hear about the conclave of leprechauns and what they decided to do. Because every year, I think it's like every 6th year. It's weird. And it alternates with
It's 5
leap
and a
year.
half.
Well, no,
actually.
6 years except for a leap year, and then instead of going 7, they go 5. It's very complicated, but he will explain all that when he gets back. If you want to be a part of the show, 800-905-0989 is the text line. The phone lines are not open because y'all drunk, and I dealt with enough drunk people growing up. I don't want to deal with you drunk people on the phone. Chris was there. We allowed you guys to be on the first couple of years, and then it was just getting too bad.
We had guests that were drunk before.
Well, we did have that too. That was a totally different story. That was on the phone. They weren't in studio. That was the famous F-bomb incident where Chris just watched me to see what I was going to do, and finally I said, "Sorry, you got to go," even though they were a guest that a sponsor had gotten for us.
Yep.
And
he was then banished.
Details.
He was.
We'll tell you off.
He was also a Jason Voorhees, I believe. One of the Jasons from Friday the 13th.
I thought he was the
or was he
Michael
Michael
Myers.
Myers?
No,
He was Michael Myers.
Yeah.
Yeah, both of them. So yeah. He was a Michael Myers. I forget which one. Not
I think
Worthington.
the early ones.
Worthington. That dude was excellent.
Yeah,
I still got a signed machete at home. And so that guy was really good. We are also live on stream, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and X at the Upstate Pulse or 98.9 WORD. Let's hit the text line really quick. Guys, Cinnamon Life cereal is the GOAT. The Cinnamon Life cereal is pretty good.
Cinnamon Life?
Anything with cinnamon on it is pretty good. Text
I
says,
always liked regular life.
Texture says,
Regular life cereal was good. It was good enough for Mike.
Good enough.
Give me your phone. Give me your phone.
Yeah, for some reason, Pop Life pops into my head, and everyone needs a thrill. Let's see. Text says, Chris, tell Lonzo to stop sugarcoating it and tell us what he really thinks. Yeah,
He should honeycoat it.
Yes, I should. I do beat around the bush a lot, and it takes me a while to get to where I'm trying to go. Let's see. Text says, Lonzo, hick. I'll take a double. Okay, he's talking about drinking. They're not actually talking about Pickens County. Okay.
You don't know that.
Yeah, you're right. I don't. You're right. Text says, hey, gang, my wife, Denise, will eat Captain Crunch peanut butter out of the box like popcorn. Dude, it's good.
Captain Crunch peanut butter?
Yeah,
I gotta say,
good.
with that.
That's
I
pretty
gotta
good.
say the Reese's cereal that they made, Reese's Cup cereal.
Huh.
Oh yeah. You get. Does nobody know? I'm surprised.
No, I was
would've
working at
thought at least
I don't
one person
experiment
in
at
this room.
breakfast.
I was
Reese's Puffs.
I was working at a grocery
Reese's
store.
Puffs, thank you.
I was working at a
Reese's
grocery
Puffs.
store back in the
Peanut butter
day
chocolate.
in Ohio, and where we were was a test market capital of the world for fast food and for grocery items for a while. It may not be now. So when those came out, I got to try them before they actually went on the market, and they are awesome.
So you're
Fun
saying
fact.
Ohio was an experiment?
There's a lot of stuff is like, hey, we were talking about this on the stream earlier, and yeah, I'll try anything.
Everybody
just about.
in Ohio got sick at Jack in the Box before anybody else.
Well,
did.
probably. No, actually, we didn't have Jack in the Box, but we were like the Bob Evans.
Bob Evans.
The Bob Evans headquarters is there. Wendy's headquarters is there. Bunch of headquarters of those things, and they would come in and go, "Hey, try this."
Here,
And
this in your mouth.
as someone who is struggling, because working at a grocery store, you're like, free food. Yeah, I'm doing that. Yeah, I'm doing that. And when those reps would come in and something would be outdated by 2 days, and they would go to throw it away, and they would say, "Hey, you want this?" Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that.
I got 2 days.
Well, see, that pizza is 2 days outdated. I think that pizza's okay.
Yeah, well, we used to. No, I will
It's
say
not like it was milk or cheese or
He's
something.
like,
I
I know
exactly,
pizza
yeah,
has
so
cheese on it.
evidently he wasn't wrong.
I was.
The word
I was gonna
liability
say,
doesn't mean anything
I
here.
worked for a minute. I worked at I will say at a popular pizza chain. I'm not going to say anything bad about it. I just don't want to identify anybody as opposed to anybody else. But I worked for a popular
Does
pizza
it does
chain
it have like a red
making
hat on the building?
deliveries, making deliveries, and there would be occasions where, for whatever reason, somebody would have ordered a pizza. It was either made wrong, or we'd have to remake it, or we'd have to something. And there would be, at the end of the night, there'd be a stack of pizzas over on typically not many, 2, 3, maybe 4, something like that. And they were the free pizzas. And it was like, yeah, they've been sitting there long enough for, like, if they were at a buffet or something, you'd have to remove them, and waste them. But they were the free pizzas for the employees to take home.
Well, 3 of us have worked in radio for a while.
Oh, yeah.
And we understand that pizza in the break room, it doesn't matter if it's been there for a week. It's still good because it's free.
Yes, exactly.
Listen.
Go ahead and spit it out, JJ.
We got into radio for free food and free tickets to concerts. That's why people get into radio.
I want to hear from JJ for a minute. What do you geek out on? This is a geeky show. We talk all kinds of stuff. What do you get down on?
Well, since I don't cook at home,
No.
eat out.
Don't. I don't want to know what you get down on. But you can. That's. I mean, you can.
I mean, cool again.
about,
Get
like,
down on it.
Yeah, there you go.
It's a very Odie thing.
I like lunch and dinner items because I mean, breakfast would kind of throw me off.
He was just talking about in general in
in
life.
general.
Yeah, he wasn't just talking about food. Yeah, I mean, but that's. I mean, that's
Sure,
fine.
food is what you
I
get
mean,
down on.
Food is your life.
You could be a connoisseur of
Well,
things.
I mean,
so.
what I like to DJ. I like to play music. I love music.
Nice.
I love all genres of music. I like when people enjoy themselves when music is
If
playing.
you say you like country, you may have to leave. I'm just saying.
Well, I missed the. I remember hearing about it. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, because we do that every year.
Yeah.
And
still continue to do that. Yeah.
And
And still
know
some
that I
people went
missed
into it that
show.
are not
It was
rock and
like
roll, but
the week that I was here in
Rock and Roll
March
Hip Hop Hall of Fame
was either like the week before or maybe the week after that you. I'm gonna say it was the week before. But I remember hearing, and I was like, "Oh man, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame! That would have been a good show."
you know what? It was a good show, and I don't remember who got in.
That's okay.
I remember everyone who got in, I think deserved to get in. I think there might have been like one, I could look it up, but that takes effort. There's maybe one person that was like country, not like Dolly Parton. She still should never be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but no, that's fine. I would love to go there someday, but it's in Cleveland. Who wants to go to Cleveland? Not me.
It's in Ohio.
Yeah. You didn't know the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is in Ohio?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I'm saying Ohio.
Well, listen, there are parts of South Carolina you don't want to go to, right? So there are parts of Ohio I don't want to go to.
Did you say Pickens earlier? No.
Yeah, I did.
I would like to state Iva for the record.
Yeah, Iva. Yeah, just there's some good folks in Iva, and then there's Satan eating flies.
Since we're stating cities with eyes, let's say Inman while we're at it.
Oh, come on now. Come on.
Welcome to the list.
I should not be the only one laughing on this show.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been to Inman, but I don't remember where it is. So I mean, it's not on my normal
It's
trek.
north of Spartanburg.
Okay, so I've been
It's within our broadcast area.
I've been a
Below
lot
the-
of stuff in the broadcast area. So I mean,
Below
or
the
a bunch
North
of places in
Carolina
North
line.
Carolina I've never been to, but
Hendersonville,
I've probably been through there.
Buncombe County,
Yeah, I've been through there. I've
Tunnel
been,
Road in Asheville.
been to Charlotte many times. I stay away from Asheville. But
It's not quite.
well, I just hear I
Man,
wouldn't
it's
have
not
fun
quite
there. So although I do hear that they used to, I don't know if they still do, have a lot of good bands go through there. So speaking
Yeah.
of bands,
There's some there's some pretty good venues.
Orange Peel.
Oh yeah.
not every band needs a venue. And That's what our dirty little secret is. And I know I said we were going to tell. I'm not doing that thing because there's this thing that I'm famous or infamous for. I don't know which one it is. Either way, you know that I'm about it. And that would be teasing for an entire show and then never actually getting to something, but apologizing whilst getting to the end of the show and going, man, I really meant to get to that, but I just didn't get to, and then blame it on somebody else.
Like the new guy.
Yeah. Well, no, I was going to blame it on Chris just because.
Probably.
Yeah, because we're
I tend to derail this show.
He does.
Wow.
No,
it's the only place in the world they don't blame me.
No, here's the thing. We are like Doc Brown at the end of Back to the Future.
Oh, great movie.
Where we're going, there are no roads. There's no roads here. We don't have roads here. I mean, it's just not, we don't need roads. All right. So police in Missouri, in a Missouri college town, had to shut down a concert. By who, Chris? What's our dirty little secret?
The Who?
No, I keep saying the title of the band. There's the band at
Wings.
Dirty little secret.
All
American Rejects.
There we go.
Sorry, you know what? As soon as you said Dirty Little Secret in the last hour, I was like, can we get some All American Rejects?
Right. The story
is about the All American Rejects
because of you.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, thank you.
Yes.
He did that for you.
We know. I write according to who's going to be on the show.
Absolutely.
And what All American Rejects are doing right now is they're doing like a backyard tour. So if you will send something to them and say, hey, we're doing a backyard party, would you come and be at our party? They're showing up to some of these.
That's pretty awesome.
So what they did is they showed up in Missouri and was doing that. And then
it's probably illegal, but
speaking of which, the cops had to shut it down.
Yeah.
But they let them finish their last song before they shut it down.
What song was that?
I don't think they say what song it was.
Move Along.
Oh my
It might have been.
Give me your phone.
Yeah, that's funny, Chris. That's great. I don't see what song. Let's see. We've been overwhelmed with reaction to our LA house party pop, Ritter said in a video posted on the band's TikTok page earlier this month. We see all your comments and DMs, and then there's a lot of cheese words. So anyway, the sergeant told me, sergeant told me that he knew Fuzzy Cheddar. The sergeant told me that he knew exactly who the band was and listened to them a lot while he was in college. The police department would be happy to have the All American Rejects return and play in Columbia, hopefully with the proper permits and approval this time. So apparently, to do a concert, you have to have a proper permit.
You do?
Yes.
Here's the thing.
Absolutely. That's what I was going to say. Is like
not for everything. So I don't know.
I mean, there's any number of other considerations.
Well,
there's noise ordinances, there's occupancy limits, there's
insurance you have to get.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know about.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It's a cool idea, and exactly
that's
what rock and roll ought to be doing. Like I'm surprised more bands don't do something like that.
So,
that's a cool move.
So I don't know if this has ever happened to JJ, but back in the day, we were getting ready. We were doing a concert in downtown Greenwood, and there was a band on playing before us, and the cops came in and shut it down. So we never got to play.
Oh.
So the band's practicing. We got the set list ready to go, ready to jam, getting ready to go up on the stage, and the cops shut it down. And then I wrote a song called The Greenwood Incident after it. Because there was an old guy up there rapping. It's like, dude, if he can do that, I can do that. So, and I never wrote a screaming song either. So I wrote a rapping, screaming song about that. We only did it once at a festival. But then we played at the Anderson Mall, outside the Anderson Mall. And there were cars stopping and everything. We had a pretty good crowd out there. And the cops showed up. And this was like a week after the other one. We thought they were going to shut us down, and they didn't. But they did talk to some people. So I know how that feels, not on the level of All American Rejects. You got to wonder if they're on that level anymore since they're playing backyard things. Probably not.
I don't know. I think that's a cool thing to do, especially for your fans.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, think about one of your favorite bands. You know,
can finally
that's
see
still
them
around.
locally,
Like,
yeah.
what if you were able to just like DM your favorite?
You know
band,
what my favorite band is? Duran Duran is not showing up to play in someone's backyard.
But I mean, somebody who could. Like,
by the way, they're
Weezer.
still playing.
Like, if I could,
they can play their own instrument.
If I could just text message Weezer and have them show up at my house, Yeah, I'm
Okay.
absolutely
Yeah.
doing that.
No, it is a cool idea. It's unfortunate that it's cool that the cops knew who they were and let them play the final song. All right, we're gonna take a break. When we get back, we're going to talk about Mission Impossible. We really are. You're listening to the Upstate Pulse right here on News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas.
Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Morse code, smoke signals, hand signals, and the list goes on and on. At the Upstate Pulse on News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas.
Okay, JJ, one thing real quick. So, do you hear what we hear? Nothing. And you know what we think when we hear nothing? That the mics are still on. That's why if you leave just a little bit of volume up on the speakers,
You can tell.
just
Yeah,
a
we
little.
can tell when the mics.
Yeah,
Come
because
Okay.
we
everything's
don't have
really
a light
quiet
over
It's
here.
like-
We don't
yeah.
have. I mean, I am seated in a position where I
Yeah.
can actually see the buttons, but
Yeah.
other people can't. So
And normally you don't have anyone in the same room. So I get
really?
that. Yeah. So
Okay.
I mean, has Freddie ever been here while you were here?
One time.
yeah,
Yeah. So
One time.
he'll sit in the studio.
yeah, I know he will. But so other than him, this is probably the only time you've had to do it this way. On Word. I don't know about on the block. You guys in the same room when you do it? Or
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but see, we don't have some
They don't.
of the
I was gonna say they don't
technology like
have.
the ex-producer or like docs. Like we had to get it. Or like in the vlog, there's no set mode.
It does, Goose.
So you have to stop everything manually. But details.
Hey,
details.
you learn how to do things that way, and then you get to a place where you don't have to do that and things are easier. It makes you appreciate it.
Absolutely.
That's one thing you can never do is teach someone how to do everything, because there are some things that go wrong that only go wrong once every 3 years.
Yep.
Like I'm listening.
Oh my! Don't.
Sorry.
Ouch.
Shh. Stay puff marshmallow, man.
It's a wonderful program, and so glad that we at Odyssey are able to take part in that program, and it's got great meaning and it helps a lot of people.
I'm listening.
It absolutely does.
And I am the most company guy that you know, even though I don't look like.
I am not going to say the rest of
Right.
the thing.
Right. Hey, look, Chris, there's wrestling.
Yeah, I see it.
On TV.
Yeah, it's CM Punk. Oh, I can't stand him.
CM Punks.
And he just tagged in.
Or not.
He just tagged in Sami Zayn, who my wife wouldn't let out in traffic one time when we were coming out of Raw. I think it was Raw.
He looks so.
Was he in the back seat?
Oh no, he was driving. He was so ticked off, and so Raven was filming it. And she just wouldn't let him out. She's like, I don't care who he is. He ain't getting out. It's my turn.
Is it me or does it look staged?
By the way,
It's very well staged.
Wrestling is scripted, and so is your favorite TV show. So is your favorite movie that you go watch. So is your favorite, and people say that kind of stuff as if it's a cut. And it's like, okay, so what you're saying is you believe that I think it's real. So what you're doing is you're being critical of me, not of the wrestling.
Here's the other
and
thing.
my
Lonzo
ability
loves
to
putting
think.
words in people's mouths.
No.
I don't put words in anyone's mouth because I'm not a ventriloquist. And
So
I can't even
what
say that
you're
word.
saying
But you knew what I
is-
meant.
That's exactly how that works.
Okay, if I could put words in someone's mouth right now, Chris would be telling me how awesome I am.
You are awesome, Lonzo.
See?
Hey,
Why
stop
are you
that.
staring at me?
So do you think that hurt, JJ? Because I'm thinking that hurt. And
I was
if you don't think
looking
it's
at your
real,
shirt.
you
I
should
was
have watched
perusing
what
your
happened to
shirt. I
Zoe
was trying to
Stark
figure
a week
out-
ago when her leg went the other way.
I was
I mean,
honestly, I will be
And
honest. I was
talk to
trying
Kevin
figure
Owens,
out
who
if
broke his
Cavalier
neck
was-
Well, see,
like a
you-
month ago.
You can mess up. You can always mess up playing
I
around.
well, I mean, I guess because they've only
guy
got
right
like
there,
5 colors.
Ron
but
Breaker runs
Yeah.
a 4.240.
No, why
But
would they do that on here?
That's I don't
Briefly
know.
played in the NFL.
Why would I wear a shirt like that?
Well, here's the thing.
He's also the son of
Her entire suit is the color of several
Rick
other
Steiner
people's
from Steiner
skin.
Brothers from back in the day.
That's a fair point. I did
Wait,
not even think about
no way. I didn't see who that
Geoffrey
was.
Chaucer, the writer. What? A writer? You know, I write with ink and parchment. For a penny, I'll scribble you anything you want, from summonses, decrees, edicts, warrants, patents of nobility. I've even been known to jot down a poem or two of the Muse descent. Probably read my book, Book of the Duchess. Fine, well, it was allegorical.
Well, we won't hold that against you. That's for each man to decide for himself.
It's the Upstate Pulse on News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas.
Lonzo's getting very excited about.
Welcome back into the Upstate Pulse. The third man has been revealed. If you are a wrestling fan and you're checking out Saturday night's main event, the third man has been revealed. Most factions have 3 to 4 people. We now see the third man that's in the faction with Paul Heyman, with Seth Rollins, and with the dog. All right,
Dog?
the dog. I forgot Braun Breaker's name for a second. You know I do that stuff to get to where I need to go to. Okay, forgot Braun Breaker's name for just a moment.
Spoiler alert!
But I remembered
in case
it.
You're not
Okay,
watching it
yeah,
right
this is
now.
how I cover myself, and then other people, try to bust it out, even though I'm trying to be entertaining and stuff, and then people just gotta be like, okay, this is how the sausage is made. It's disgusting. It tastes good. But this is how it's made. Welcome back into the Upstate Pulse. Lonzo here, along with Cameron and Odie and Chris.
Honestly, making sausages is not that
I'm
bad.
so glad he's here. Yeah, I know, but if you
I've never understood why that's an expression for something unpleasant.
you're such
Like
a
making
contrarian,
sausages.
okay? I don't know why you do it. Why you're doing that? I just don't. I mean, most people.
He's
But okay,
following up.
I mean, you have your own opinion.
Chris
so.
is over here just like, I don't understand you all and your weaker constitutions. Be a man. Look at how the sausage is made.
On
All right.
YouTube.
So on stream, by the way, you can check us out. We are live on stream at either the Upstate Pulse or 98.9 WRT on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and X. Chris says, so Alonzo, who is the producer that trained you? That's funny. I don't remember the guy's name, but that's because I've been here over 25 years, okay? And I'm getting older and I forget people's names. Here's a real reason why I forgot his name. He trained me for 2 days, then he just left.
And then, I've
quit.
heard this
He,
story before.
he left,
Yeah.
and he left me notes.
Good luck.
And the notes were not really, they're not very
Did he
thorough
ever
notes.
really exist?
You know who takes really good notes? T2, Tim Snow puts out some pretty good notes and instructions about how to do things. But anyway, and so does Chris. Chris could write a manual. This guy could not. This guy could not. If he's listening, thank you for leaving so I can have your job. But still, but still, according to the company, I didn't work here then because they think I started in 2016 or something like that when I got full time.
Oh my gosh.
But I did work here for 8 years before I got full time. But anyway, while I'm running the show, which was the Ralph Bristol show back in the day, which was 3 to 7, the program director, whose name I do remember, but I will not say, would run upstairs from downstairs in the old building, and you could hear him because he was a large man. Running up the steps when I would make a mistake, and he would just stand over me and ask me what was that, and I'd be like,
What was that?
Was he
what
breathing
was that?
hard? Was he breathing hard?
Well, I mean, you could hear him breathing down the hall, but still, it's like, what was that? I was like, I messed up. I'm sorry.
By the way, I'd like to replace the running with bounding.
Oh no!
Bound.
Oh no! Well, yeah, it wasn't. No, it was loping. He was a
Maybe
tall
even-
guy. He had a long stride. He really did. Here's the thing. So the old building over in Rutherford, it was not in the best
TV station.
it was next to the TV station.
Next to the
It was-
TV station.
It was not the best. It was there was creaky floors and things like that, and darkness in places where stuff might have been growing. I'm
Were
just
there
saying.
any ghosts?
Oh, great follow-up question.
There was rumors of ghosts, but mostly it was homeless crackheads that were hiding in the.
Okay.
There's I don't know if they cleaned it up. There's a lot of crackheads
I
and
don't
stuff
believe
around
they
there,
have.
and we had a security fence, but it had it was
A hole in it?
there's 6 feet under it.
Details.
So you
Details.
all right, it wasn't 6 feet. It was like 3 feet under. So it was one of those automated gates, but there's like a 3 feet clearance under the gate when it was closed. So the
Free.
So-
Everybody's free to walk
You
them
just
under.
roll
so
under it,
the people who frequently use drugs would just like roll underneath there and hide in the bushes and stuff. And so the gate, the door code to get in was one of those push button things.
Oh.
And the worst thing was when they forgot to tell you that they changed the code. And so you'd be trying to push the buttons, and yeah, it was and sometimes those guys would find their way into the lobby and go to sleep on the couch. So there was that stuff. But since I grew up in a neighborhood like that,
It didn't bother
yeah, I was
one
used to
bit,
it.
one
I
bit.
was used to it. It wasn't no
There's
big
a
deal to
weird
me.
wave of nostalgia that goes with that.
Well, no, it's called situational awareness and being prepared for all things. And when you have not the best childhood and you overcome and you escape, then if you walk into an area and you got a vibe, I don't need to be here. And it's not about anything other than, yeah, I've seen this before. And this ain't going to end well for me. So I'm
Upstate Pulse. I don't need to be here.
Oh, okay. All right. I would prefer you stay for another half hour. Oh, look at that. Man, it's already 8:30. I cannot believe that.
Well,
time flies when you are going through.
All right, here's the thing. We're going to get to the Mission Impossible review, but we're going to get ready to take a break. Not just yet. Trying to decide if we should do a song. Okay, we haven't done a song in a long time. I have a song prepared. Everything's ready to go.
But
text line is 800-905-0989 on stream 98.9 WRD, Upstate Pulse, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, X. Should we do a song coming out of the break? Should we sing a song? I don't. Goose, you should believe me because the intent is there.
Goose.
Should we sing a song? Should we remind you how beautiful or horrible our voices are?
I don't think
because here's the thing: we don't do songs. If you're new to the show,
I'm new to the show,
like JJ, or if you are a new listener in Georgia or North Carolina, or even here in South Carolina, you may not know that we do voices. Chris does like 1,000 of them. He's amazing, and we do some voice. I basically do like 3, but one of which is it's a classic here. At least I have deemed it a classic. I don't care if anybody else deems it that or not. A classic clash of characters. And Chris, do you feel confident? I'm gonna leave it up to you. If you don't want
you're
to,
gonna leave. I thought you were leaving it up to the text line.
Yeah, that was just all
details. Details, Chris.
Details. Here's the thing: they ain't texting.
I mean, come on.
They ain't texting. They're on vacation.
Look at me, Chris. You look me in the eyes, Chris.
They are.
We got this.
They're 2 sheets to the wind. They're not quite 3 sheets to the wind. They're only 2 sheets to the wind. So I want to know if you feel confident enough. If you don't, I got plenty of stuff.
I feel confident enough.
All right, we're doing a song when we come back. You listen to the Upstate Pulse right here
Only in
on
here
News
twice.
Talk 98.9 WORD. How bad can it be? The voice of the Carolinas.
Exactly.
So you got a movie, play, game, restaurant, or TV show you want us to check out? Easy. Hit us up on the WORD text line at 71307. This is the Upstate Pulse on News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas.
Second page, but I figured at that point it's probably gonna break down.
Which it usually does, yeah.
How much time do we have on the break, JJ?
2, 3, 1, 2, 3.5 minutes.
All right.
Oh, quit cheating. Come on.
How's it cheating?
We either got this or we don't.
Interludes.
Okay. I got to start, and if I start wrong, the whole thing's gone. I mean, all right, so have the song. You have the song ready? And have it ready in 2 or 3, whichever one. Probably 3 since that one's opening up. I want it there so they can hear the music, or else we're just doing an acapella, which Chris could do because he used to be a part of the Furman Singers. I can sing acapella, but it's not as pretty as it could be, unless Chris is accompaniment. He makes everybody sound like an angel, so we're probably good.
Lonzo's trying to butter me up.
I am not. I have never done that in all the years you've known me.
That's true, Lonzo. So I don't know why you're trying to start now.
Keep them guessing. All right, so we're going to do our best to get to that Mission Impossible review, but at the same time, we need to do this song because I know Chris isn't here very often, and when he is here, I like to sing. So this song is very musical, or this show is very musical, always has been. If a song is very musical, then it's probably a song. If not, then it's not really a song. I mean, then it's just a poem, I suppose, with no rhyme or meter, because if you have rhyme or meter in your poem, then it's kind of like a song.
General rule for that.
Yeah, I mean,
Right?
What for what?
Well, this is a haiku. What?
For
All
what?
right, so
sorry.
there are parts of the song where we're all 3 singing at the same time. Just be ready.
Because I also think
Yeah.
about music in a different way than classically trained people.
Him,
So,
Okay.
he's going to be louder than everybody.
Okay.
yes.
Yes, he will be louder than
So-
everybody.
How does the song execute?
You're going when I say go, you're going to play the music, and then we're just going to sing it. Or we're going to do whatever it is we try to do. And we need to be, and we'll go to something else afterwards, although it's kind of a long song, but I try to go to break somewhere around 48 or 49. Because the lightning round music lasts 8 minutes. I'll remind you of how to do that when we get in the final break.
Okay.
Oh, Selena Vega's there. She's going up against the Secret Hervis.
We got 1 minute.
Oh, okay. That's
So come in regularly, but have the song ready to go.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I will
45 seconds.
I will let you know unless I change my mind.
Gotcha.
I'm a little nervous. I mean, singing on the air, millions
On a
of
news
people
talk
listening.
station. Right. It kind of.
We've only been doing it for
You act-
11 years.
Yeah, you act like this is our first time.
You faked the throw. You made us think that we're coming back, and we're not coming back yet. I mean, hit her, Chelsea.
I'm watching wrestling now.
Hit her, Chelsea. Hit her, Chelsea. Well, I like Selena Vega, but I want Chelsea to have the title back. Oh, that looked really painful.
That did look real.
Forehead right to the turnbuckle.
That kind of hard to stand by. Or
You're the kid who's been sending me those articles from the school newspaper.
Yeah. I've been doing some stuff for a local underground paper also.
Hey, what do you like, the star of your school?
They hate me.
Well, you'll meet them all again on their long journey to the middle.
It's the Upstate Pulse on News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas.
Welcome back into the Upstate Pulse, Lonzo and Cameron and JJ and Chris. That is a fortuitous rejoin because
We're gonna meet
it
each
is
other in
from
the middle.
it's from a movie about a fictitious band back in the 70s, Almost Famous. So
almost famous.
Almost Famous.
And didn't quite get there.
What qualifies as almost
Well,
famous?
on the edge of
Us.
breaking out, but not quite doing it. Yeah, I don't know about you.
Fair
but
enough.
Oh, no,
listen,
you are
listen.
famous. I'm almost.
You can walk
Clean
out.
it up. Clean it
No.
up.
Here's the thing.
Clean it
You can walk outside the building and look at the building, and you will see me. That's all I'm saying.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Only one person in this room has his face on the
On the
building.
building.
Hey.
I've said that before.
Hey,
Let your face on the building.
It feels
Great
good.
follow-up. Great
Here-
follow-up.
Here's
Leader
what I do
Lonzo, great
every day when I
follow-up.
get here. I park under my picture. I say hello to me, and when I leave, I say goodbye to me. Cameron has witnessed me do that. I mean,
I'd
just
also
'cause-
like to state I say hi to Bill Frady.
Yes, we also listen. Here's the thing.
If there's anyone you ought to,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
Bill
Here's
Frady.
the-
Bill
we were talking
Frady,
about this-
guardian of the parking lot.
Yeah, we were talking about this on our way back from eating our pre-show meal. Bill Frady is looking at you going, "Do you really want to try that?" That's what he's doing. He's looking at anybody up to no good, saying, "You really want to try that?" I wish some people would look
His
at that a
sh-
little bit
You
more.
like the color beige.
Yeah.
His portrait on the window is one of those effects that you see sometimes in like painted portraits of old Victorian kings and things like that, where anywhere you move, the eyes are watching.
Yeah.
He's Henry.
And here's the thing, and
Yeah.
Bill may be listening. If not, someone may say something that we were talking about him because we always do. This is not a joke, okay? It's not. I love having Bill on that window. You need Bill on that window. You can't handle the truth. Anyway, no one was getting where I was going, but that's fine. That's fine. All right, so I'm trying to waste time so we don't do this, but we're going to do this. Back in the day, Chris and I would do songs once every 3 to 6 months just to prepare you all for the Upstate Pulse annual Christmas karaoke special. And it's about that time that we do a song. There's a song I always wanted to do.
Since I'm here,
Didn't realize that Chris didn't really know the song, though. So
I mean, I know the song. I've heard the song.
it was out in the late 70s.
It's
and,
a song,
and it was
I've listened to my
not
share
his
of classic
decade.
rock
Yeah.
101.1.
Great plug.
It
Great
comes
plug.
up.
Great plug.
it's our brother station down the hall. Yeah,
But it's not the one that
you don't have
know
to be
by
tall to be
heart.
loud.
You know what I mean? It's not the one that as soon as somebody says it, you know exactly how it goes.
All
Like,
right,
you
so here's the thing.
The song starts playing in your head.
When the Beatles split up, when I think of the first song that Paul McCartney and Wings did that they really hit with, it was a song for me. And so you heard it, and I was a kid. I'm like, that sounds like, is that? And it was. And it's such a unique song, and one of my favorite songs of all time because of Lego Rock Band and because of the birthplace of Pappy happened in that.
Was that when I got abducted?
That's when you got abducted by aliens and Freddie Mercury was there.
It was a bad day.
It was.
Because who else would it be?
Me and that cow, we went through it.
Yes. Think of it what you will, because we absolutely did when
Was
Freddie,
Elvis there?
No, but Fred, I don't know if you know what aliens are famous for doing. And so when they're
Freddie's famous for it too.
yeah. And so when he showed up,
He fits in with the group well.
when he showed up, it was like, oh, they actually went there.
Yeah,
That's pretty funny.
And I was narrating the entire time, not knowing what was going on. I was like, "Oh, an alien! Oh God, another alien! Freddie Mercury! Oh
Yes.
God!"
And so that's where Pappy was born. And because of that, I think of this.
Not a
And,
big fan of Queen anymore.
Yeah, well, as long as you're not singing "Don't Stop Us Now" or "Don't Stop Me Now," whatever. Chris's
That's what he
favorite
was
song.
singing.
It's not my favorite song. I just disputed Patrick's assertion that it's a terrible
Oh,
song.
it wasn't Patrick's. It's my assertion.
Okay.
Well,
it's fine.
Yeah, it's
he
me.
agreed with you at any rate. That's what I remember.
Yeah, it's me.
It's me.
It's
I'm the problem.
It's not a terrible song. It's a
I
very popular
am
song.
I am the villain or the hero here,
I am the
depending on your
problem.
perspective. All right, so we always do a song, and we try to do our best.
Karaoke.
Listen,
style.
here's the thing. Chris can sing really well on his own. He's been a part of the Furman Singers. I used to have a band. We were around for over a decade. I'm an okay singer. My wife sings like an angel. I do not. But what we love to do on this show is when we first started doing things, and Chris and I used to share an office, this is do voices all the time. And Chris is really good at doing voices. And I thought, and this is the truth, and I think I've said this before, if not, this is more about a showcase of Chris. I wanted everyone to see how talented he was. And then the rest of us were there. So it's Chris and the rest of us. It's always been that. And that's how it will be today.
Not sure I'm going to be able to climb up on that pedestal you're building for me.
Because
well,
qualifying.
You're an
Don't worry.
engineer.
I'll
You're an
definitely
engineer
get
now. Build steps.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
Ouch.
Or a ladder.
Ouch. Ouch.
All right, let's hit some music. Let's get this thing going. Can't believe I'm stuck in jail with these guys. Why? I gotta get out of here. I really do. Takes forever to get to the first verse.
really does, doesn't it?
It'll be a minute.
Well, it already has been. Stuck inside these four walls. Sent inside forever. Never seen no one. Oh, there's other people in jail with us.
Who are they?
Nice again. Better drop it down. Like you. Oh my gosh, mama. I miss my mama. You.
Yeah, these extra guys can sing.
Oh, that's all right. You. All I can say is they told me not to drop the soap, and I'm definitely not doing it with these people.
Don't worry, I got you covered, Goofy.
That's what I'm worried about.
It really is, yeah.
If I ever get out of here, start giving it all away to a registered charity. All I need is a pound of day, and then I'm gonna find Goofy.
No, you're not.
And make sure he drinks the soup.
I don't know.
There's a reason why that was the darkest transition in this entire song.
Yeah, I think you missed someone missed something. Like maybe Pappy. I don't know.
No!
Oh, that's bad.
See, the backup guys.
If I ever get see you returning me, as if. All right, Pappy, fine, it's your turn.
Yeah, I know it's my turn, but it takes a minute to get to my
It
part.
does. It takes a really long time. Music pretty low.
With a mighty crash as we fell into the sun. And the first one said to the second one there, I hope you're having fun.
He's good.
Band on the run. Come on, JJ, get in here.
Band on the run.
Sailor
Sam, we're searching everyone for the band on the run.
Yes,
The band on the run.
Yes.
Oh, with you, kid. You're not in time, kid.
Band on the run. Shut up, Goofy.
Goofy. Heavy sighs, seeing no one else had come. And the bell was ringing in the village square. For the rabbits on the run.
Band on the run. Yes.
Band on the run.
And the Sailor Band.
And Sailor Sam
Taking Goose back.
searching everyone for the band on the run.
Let's drop the music real quick.
Band on the run.
Get the band on the run.
Not yet.
Band on the run.
No, not yet.
Wait, what? Oh, my bad.
Happy.
How do we get
Right now.
guitars on the
Yeah, the band on the run. It's very hard to sing the song. It's like saying,
band on the run?
Band on the run.
I'd like to thank our sponsor, Borderlands Fountain today.
Band on
Thank you
the
very much.
run. Well, the night was falling as a desert world. It began and it began.
Uh-oh.
And the town is searching for us everywhere. But we will never be found.
Band on the run. All right, for Texas says we're totally butchering the song. Yeah, we know. We're doing it on purpose. And the county judge who held a grudge will search for everyone for the band on the run.
Drop the music one time.
Band on the run.
The band on the run. Yeah.
One more time.
Band on the run. And that's why we only do this once every 6 months. You're listening to the Upstate Pulse right here on News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas.
Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Morse code, smoke signals, hand signals, and the list goes on and on. At the Upstate Pulse on News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the
I want to
Carolinas.
hit the bottom for Christmas. No one's ever going to be that bad. No
That
one's
is-
ever.
That is firmly the basement.
All right, so
Pretty sure that's
Take
the
out
second
the-
level of hell.
find the lightning round. Things should be on the second row.
Why'd y'all get quiet?
Oh,
my goodness.
In the hotkeys.
Oh.
Yes.
Right there.
That's
So
more
the light-
singing than
Put that
part
too.
than I've done in a while.
All right. Use that coming out of the break.
The rejoin.
Okay. That is your rejoin. It's
And music.
It is music.
That's what I'm saying.
Through
Rejoin
the
and
entire
music.
thing. And so take that to 5850 and then crossfade.
To the regular music.
Yes.
I felt like I killed my county
That will be
judge.
the end
man.
of the show.
Okay.
At the very least, that's what I was hoping to do.
To 5950.
5850. Well, and that will go right into the ID and then you're done.
Okay, so 5850 is the end.
So 5850 is music. So you're crossfading just like in the first hour.
Yeah.
So in this case, you're crossfading the lightning round music
To regular
into the-
music.
yes.
And then I go to another about a minute to the.
Well, it will automatically do that.
It's
'cause
got
it's built in.
ID has the music built in.
Yeah.
Yes?
Oh.
Is that right? Or not?
Well, the ID, the music ends and the ID hits.
Okay.
Yes.
So that 1 minute closing music,
Oh, start.
you're gonna hit at 5850.
Got you.
So lightning round is just music, and it's music that plays under me trying to get as many stories in as I
No,
can.
you're fine. You're fine. I'm just like you said. I'm just confirming. I'm hitting the close music,
Yes.
which is 1 minute long at 5850.
And you just have to crossfade one music into that
Yeah.
bed. Yeah.
Gotcha.
I will be judging your crossfade. because you are a DJ, which means the crossfade should be beautiful.
Great follow-up. That's a great follow-up. See, that's why he's the host of the show. Do you see why? I understand why.
I'm also executive producer on 2 stations and an award winner.
And your face on the side of the building.
Yeah, there's that too.
Yep.
I wanted to hit the desk too. Everybody else is doing it.
I didn't do it.
Well, that's because
2
you're
minutes.
a contrarian, Chris.
Got 2 minutes to the lightning round. 2-minute warning to the lightning round. Since we're gonna
So I'm not apologizing for what we just did. So I mean,
you brought Goose back.
Would it matter?
I will say this: 2 of us got paid for that. so there's that. Anytime Cameron's job asks, "Do you really work there?" he can let him hear this and say, "They wouldn't pay me for this."
No,
That's
they
really
wouldn't.
not. They would not pay me for this.
They do constantly ask.
In which he doesn't get paid. You know how he gets paid? I mow his lawn. Okay?
That's how I get paid.
I mean, that's
yeah.
how he gets. I mow his lawn. I mean, if you consider barter,
I'm sorry.
payment,
Your job asks you if you get paid for being on the
he's
show.
not allowed to have 2 jobs.
Really?
I hate talking about. A lot of jobs are like that. They don't want you having another job.
All right, this is the point where we.
Yeah, we need to stop.
Fair enough.
And again, I have no problem with that. When he said taking me back, Goose was remembering back in the day when he enjoyed Paul McCartney and Wings. That's what he's talking about. The demographics are somewhere skewed closer to me. So
Is that who the other guys were in the jail cell?
maybe.
Oh,
Maybe.
No, those guys
That
just
won't
stay in the
answer
jail
won't
and do
work in
backup.
court.
That's all they do. That's all they just stay in the jail and do backup because a lot of songs come out of that jail.
we get for getting locked up in Tennessee.
10 seconds. 20 seconds until. 20 seconds.
Is it 15 seconds? Is there like a happy medium?
Yes, right now. 10, 9, 8, 7.
Check the back seat.
Lightning can only strike twice so many times.
All right, now you have spoken. That means it is time for the lightning round where we squeeze in as many things as we possibly can, including a couple texts. Texter says, JJ, Ohio is home to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, where the UFOs are, so it reflects it. Yes, the UFOs are there. Little green man, the gray man, whatever. There's a couple different species. They're all being held there. Some bodies, some still alive, and we are now backwards engineering all our technology, including AI, which will kill us all. Let's see. Texter says, totally butchering the song. Yeah, that's what we do, and we're really good at it. Texter says, my dog is Hallie. You're welcome. Texter says, Lonzo, it's amazing no alcohol was involved with that, although the FCC wants to know how many Red Bulls you've had. Tried Red Bulls once. I made it through a half a can.
You're supposed to be drinking the alcohol.
This is all
Yeah.
the
the
natural, happy energy right now.
Yeah, I don't drink Red Bulls because you don't want me talking faster than I already do, and I definitely would. All right, we're gonna lighten around. We'll get to as many things as we possibly can. First thing I want to do is talk about our sponsor, Borderlands Comics and Games, 410 South Pleasantburg Drive. Make sure you check it out. They're open 7 days a week, except for Memorial Day. They're gonna be off Memorial Day, honoring those who served and gave their life for this country. So they're going to be off on Monday, but every other day they are on, and you should go check it out for all your pop culture needs, not just comic books, but they have vintage video games, vintage toys. They also have manga. They have D&D stuff. Cameron and I were just over there today, and they have restocked with some stuff that I wish I had enough, like $1,000 that I could go through and just on a shopping spree. But that's the cool part about Borderlands and Comics and Games. You go in there, you feel like you're home, especially if you're into all that stuff. All right, Avengers, the next Avengers Doomsday has been pushed back, and it's coming out on the same day as the next Dune. Who's going to bend here? Do you guys think one or the other? Do you think Dune's going to move their release date? Because that would be interesting. I don't think we're going to have another Barbenheimer thing here, because these are two movies kind of in the same lane. And if you're going to have to choose, you have to choose between Dune and Avengers Doomsday. What are you going to pick? Cameron, what are you going to pick?
Probably Avengers, but just barely.
Yeah.
I've really
Here's
been
what we're
enjoying
going
the
to
Dune
do.
movies.
Here's what we're going to do. We're going to watch both of them.
Yes.
But we're probably going to see Avengers first. Chris, probably not going to see either one. But if you did,
Probably not. No, let's be honest.
What was your reason that you were going to say?
many children.
I don't like either of those properties. No, that is actually not true at all. I've heard good things. In fact, I really want to see the Dune stuff. I've heard it's really good. I know
it's on Max. I mean HBO Max. I mean,
So you're saying
it's
it's at the
HBO
house.
Max again.
So you're saying it's at that house. You can see it at the house.
You can see it at the house.
I was a huge fan of the novel.
I will tell you
Dune
that
novel,
both
and-
of these movies are really good.
Yeah.
They really are.
And that's what I've heard. I have not.
Timothy
kept up-
Chalamet is he's great.
Yeah, I have not kept up with the MCU. Like I said, I don't actually think that Endgame was the last one I saw, but it's close. So that's how
Did you
long I've
see
been out of the MCU game.
Did you see the third Spider-Man? Did you see the second Spider-Man?
No, I barely saw the first one. I did go watch the 2 animated Spider-Man movies. I'm really looking. Yeah.
So you didn't see the
Spider-Verse
3
stuff.
Spider-Mans together. Look at all the
Uh-oh.
Spider-Mans.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
All those Spider-Man.
All the Spider-Mans. Tobey Maguire and
That Andrew Garfield.
Andrew. Yeah, that's his name. And of course Tom Holland. It was pretty good. It really was. All right. Enya. You guys know Enya, right?
Yeah.
Love
Bunch
Enya.
of big Enya fans. I know.
Love Enya.
JJ probably spins a lot of Enya tracks when he's DJing. Enya.
I bet Enya would be a good back.
Well, I
Like,
mean, if you
a
want to do
good
it like
sample.
Yeah.
if you want to do it like the chanting thing of the one. what
Oh
was
no,
that
I'm
back in the
certain you
day?
could find some Enya tracks that would make a good sample.
All right. Enya, the reclusive Irish singer known for hits like Orinoco Flow, Sail Away,
Orinoco.
Or what?
Sail Away,
Orinoco.
Sail Away. That's what I said. And Only Time
Only time. That's the only hit.
has sold over 80 million albums worldwide and influenced artists like Taylor Swift and Moby.
Yeah.
Chris's favorite. Despite her success, I'm sure he scowled. I didn't even look. Despite her success, we did share an office for a very long time.
Moby.
Despite her success, she leads a quiet life in a castle outside of Dublin.
Yeah.
That's where Odie is.
Odie's going to go
Visiting Enya.
Odie is
She has summoned him.
surrounded
He's
by.
got a boombox across the moat.
She's in the castle.
Enya!
She's in the castle. Well, here's the thing that might make you pause. Surrounded by cats.
Are they in a moat?
So Enya,
the
no,
moat of
no,
cats?
Enya's a cat lady.
Oh, is she?
Yeah, she's surrounded by cats.
Does it say how many cats?
Enya has never married or had children, choosing to prioritize her music and privacy. While some fans have crossed boundaries, most respected her desire for solitude, allowing her to focus on her music and enjoying the simple pleasures of life, which is apparently cats. I mean, I guess.
Why are we bringing this up?
Right.
Because she lives in the castle. I think it's
Okay.
cool.
It is
that
cool.
Enya lives in the castle.
Everybody lives in a castle in England.
Hey, not
Castle of Cats.
everything I
Cat
bring,
castle.
not everything I bring up makes people go, "Wow, that's amazing.
That-
That's funny."
That
Sometimes I just bring it up.
horrifying,
All right.
JJ.
Just be honest.
Don't do that. That
It-
sounds like Hellcats.
If Odie was here, he would tell us he's actually been to that castle
Probably has, too.
on his way back from Dubai.
Where?
Does it say the
Why
name
does
of
he
the
go?
castle?
Probably not due to
It's
Would you
it-
pronounce
it's
it if it
it's
did?
castle up in you.
Ooh, give me your phone. Give me your phone.
That's what it is. All right. Let us see. Do we have time for anything? Nah, we ain't got time for anything else. I want to thank Chris for being on the show
I want to thank me too.
and the 5 hours of show prep that I did and
I would
didn't
like,
get to.
actually, honestly, I would like to thank my wife because she's watching all 4 of our young children by herself.
Thank you, Chris's wife. And
Yeah.
yes, I know your name, but I'm not saying it. Thanks
She's
to
the
JJ.
best.
By the way,
I
good
like
job.
to thank
Good
myself.
job.
Thank you.
And also, I would like to apologize to all the listeners for not getting to the Mission Impossible review. We really wanted to get to it, but we just flat out run out of time. So next week, we will do it with spoilers because that's what we do. Have a great extended weekend, everybody. We'll be back next week, maybe.
Well, that's it. End communication.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.
News Talk 98.9.
WORD. The voice. WORD FM. WORD HD West Baltimore. Greenville, Anderson, Thompson.
Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Chris.
Speaking to our newest soldiers, I'm Roger Stern, Fox News. President Trump spoke to the graduating class of West Point today, relaying the message he got in the Middle East from Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and the UAE.
All 3 leaders, great leaders of
It's
those
setup
3
guy.
nations.
Set things up.
They all said
All right,
the
everyone
same
have a
thing.
great
It was a
weekend.
The
setup.
United
And
States
as I said,
of
we'll be
America
back next
is
week.
hotter now than we've ever seen it. And a year ago,